Good morning. I'm starting my way out of Delaware Water Gap south to Harper's Ferry. It's going to take me about a month. Stayed at the Clarion last night in Delaware Water Gap. Nice place. Nice restaurants nearby. Definitely recommend the area. I got to the intersection down below. I couldn't figure out which way to go, so I headed up the road, and sure enough, of the poles, I saw the blaze I was looking for. If you do get lost, you're not sure where you are, turn around. The blazes are on both sides of the trees and telephone poles. You may just find yourself by going the wrong way. The plan for today is to hike up this road and cut off on the Appalachian Trail when it cuts off and make it all the way to the Kirk Ridge Shelter. There's a stealth site about 3 miles further. I'd really like to make it that far. This is my first day, so I don't want to push it. I don't want to hurt myself, but I would like to make some miles today. Tomorrow, Sunday, and Monday, the forecast has changed. Now there's about a 50% chance of rain. It was just on Sunday. So I want to make some miles when it's nice weather. Delaware Water Gap is an Appalachian Trail community offering free shuttles. Nice, eh? About a half hour south out of Delaware Water Gap. Climbed a little bit of hills, not too bad. And on the right, I find this beautiful spot for my first rest. Well, today has had a good start. Going southbound out of Delaware Water Gap, climbing up, not too bad. I'm sweating, I'm glowing a little bit. It's about 55 degrees Fahrenheit. Leapfrogged a couple times with a guy and finally started talking with him. And he was going off the trail looking for the view of the water gap, which I'm facing south, so it's over there to the east. And he grew up around here. We had a nice chat coming up the hill. Very friendly area. Coming up a hill, and I'm putting on a pretty good sweat already. And I was kind of surprised. I had this feeling that there was a trail off to the left and a trail straight ahead. The one to the left clearly goes up a little bit, at least from my viewpoint. It's hard to show elevation changes by phone or camera. And straight ahead it goes down. My thought was, I hope it's the trail to the left, because if you go down, you have to come back up. And I'd rather just keep going up. I don't see any blazes telling me to turn left though. It's straight ahead and downhill, even though I've got another 1,000 feet to climb today. So one of the principles of leave no trace is to hike and camp on durable surfaces. And you'll see here that the trail doubles in width because people have walked around the mud. Now, I'm not going to tell you what I do. This is a do what I say, not what I do video. To protect the trail, to keep it normal width, we are supposed to walk through the mud. And this protects the trail and all the area around it. You make your own choices, of course, but try not to make the trails any wider than necessary. It's just good for everybody. Oh, you know what? You're not going to see it. Well, maybe you can. Oh, there's some bugs, mosquitoes, yuck. No ticks there though, I'm pretty sure. One tool I suggest you get is the Far Out app. It used to be known as Gut Hook. If you're into backpacking at all, hiking even, splurge, buy the whole thing. You can buy it in sections, buy the whole thing. It helps not only with your current trip, but also helps you with your future planning. Though one thing it does let you know, assuming your electronics has not been ruined by water, is exactly where you are. I got to this flat point here and I'm thinking, good, I hit the peak for today. And no, I didn't. I'm only halfway up. I looked at the elevation map in Far Out and it was kind of disappointing, but now I know where I am. I do have about half of my up yet to go today. Beautiful day today. I wish there was more of a breeze. Not at the top yet. Trail's flattened out, it's kind of smooth. I don't see any of the rocks that the people complain about in Pennsylvania. It's pretty smooth here. So you think the trail goes straight ahead, and so did I. But check here. 2 white blazes, the top one offset to the right. That means the trail turns to the right here. This is straight ahead. There's a trail here to the right that doesn't look like anything until you zoom in and see the white blaze. You gotta keep your head up, watch for blazes, and keep your head down looking for rocks. I know, can't do both at the same time. Figure out how to do them both and don't trip and get hurt. Oh, and don't get lost either. But have fun, beautiful day today. Boy, just a couple hundred yards later, what a beautiful trail. You can see the sun coming through. Uh-oh, there's 2 trails here. This is a T, and here's our clue. We can turn to the right. So this is one reason we do this. A little climbing, a little sweat, freeze-dried and dehydrated food around a bug-infested campsite. But this is why we do this. It's just awesome. Nature is so beautiful. Here's a little bit of trail info. Notice that the trail predominantly goes below this tree, but clearly had gone above it originally. And if you can, you want to walk uphill of a tree when you're going past it. If you walk downhill, you help erode the soil below the tree, hurts the roots, and then the tree's going to fall over. And it makes lots of noise when it falls over. We don't want to make lots of noise, but we also want to protect the tree. So if you can, if it's practical, go to the right or go uphill of the tree, protect those roots. All right, I take it back. There are some rocks on the trail in Pennsylvania, and I would show you behind me, but I don't need to. That's what the trail looks behind me too. Still beautiful up here. Wonderful flowers. I found this nice spot for a little break. Gonna sit down and drink a little bit, take my shoes off, take my socks off, let my feet wear out. Last night I was in a hotel, so I took and put water in my smart water bottle along with a Noon tablet. I put it in the freezer. I'm drinking ice cold water with Noon vitamins and minerals and low caffeine. Nice snack. A little while ago I met Claudius Rex. He's a thru hiker heading towards Katahdin, same age as my son. I did not ask what his father's name is, but I doubt that he's John's dad's son. So I also met a nice guy. Turns out he lives, probably 1.5 miles, maybe 3 kilometers or so from my house. We live in the same suburb. Go to the same places for our practice hikes. So hopefully I can get him to join up with us on some of our annual AT section hikes. So he also has a YouTube channel, Seeking Other Opportunities. As probably many of us have, there's a time where your next assignment at a company is seek another opportunity. It always works out for the better. I'm pretty sure this is the way the trail goes. I don't see any blazes telling me to turn. But off here, 90 degrees. I don't know what's over there, but I'm gonna go check it out. It looks like a view. Well, you'll be surprised, as will I, if it's a view or not a view. And it turns out it's a view with a little camping area, really. You could camp here. Sorry about that. Shouldn't video and walk at the same time. Yeah, it's a little bit slanted, but I've slept on a lot worse. I'm not sure how many ranges I can see. I like to see 12 or 13. That's about the max I've been able to count. And I think I'm only seeing 2 or 3 out there. Here's something I want to show you that's really common. If you're out in the woods, you don't have lots of tape and paint and the ability to build a barricade or arrows. So one of the signs that you'll see if a trail is not the trail is a whole mess of logs laid perpendicular to the trail, the thing you think is a trail. Now if you look at this, you would step over that, walk down, perfect, it lines up with the road. No surprise later on this direction, the trail does follow a road. It does follow that road, but it doesn't follow it here. Instead, when you see those logs across the trail, you have to look around. Sure enough, there's the real trail. There's no blazes here telling you to turn. These logs are your sign to turn. Climbing up this hill, I just stopped and talked to a hiker named Wilberforce from Tennessee. Nice guy, dedicated to the Lord, doing nice things and appreciating what we have. You probably hear a lawnmower of some kind in the background. I don't know what it is yet. I've got to climb up this little hill, up those steps, and I'll find out what it is. I'm expecting it's maybe somebody doing trail maintenance, making things nice so the ticks don't get us. I've stopped at the Kirk Ridge shelter for lunch. Let me show you how I do my wraps. I buy the normal wraps from the store, but I open them up and I put a piece of wax paper between each one of them. That way, I still have 8 wraps when I get to camp. I don't have one wrap that's really thick. I'm going to put on the mayonnaise. The packets of mayonnaise in here, I showed you that in a previous video. And I think I'm going to have some pepperoni today. Pepperoni and some pepper jack string cheese. I'm hungry, and I'm going to enjoy the view. Doesn't this look like a great sandwich? Get some cheese, some mayonnaise, shelf-stable pepperoni. Yummy. I just finished lunch at the Kirk Ridge shelter. And of course, the people next door, they're lawn mowing, they come by. Hopefully it doesn't make too much noise. The privy is up this trail, not real far. You can kind of see it through the trees maybe. There it is. The water is the other way, up that trail. It's a little bit further, and it's a faucet sticking out of the ground. There is a sign there asking us to respect the privacy of our benefactors. And they've got some buildings and a parking lot. I didn't wander over there, of course, and so we should probably respect that. Seems like a nice place. There were a couple mice traps in there, but no mice came out during lunchtime. Time to move on. I'm headed towards a stealth site about 3 miles north of here. If you're hiking the AT in the traditional direction, when you get to this sign, leaving Kirk Ridge Shelter, you're going the wrong way. Going northbound, you'll see the side trail marked by a sign like this: shelter to the left, 18 north to the right. When I met the hiker Wilberforce an hour or so ago, he said he missed this. So he was looking down and didn't see that. That sign is at least 10 feet above the ground, and so I understand why he missed it. Southbounders, there's no sign. It is there, it's on the ground, it's all rotted. So you have to actually watch for the trail. It leaves off just like this. Nice shelter to visit. Going southbound, I just crossed 191. Lots of traffic, and it's kind of hidden, so be careful as you're crossing, going either direction. Coming southbound, it's pretty obvious where to turn. But going southbound, going northbound, it's easy to go that way. I saw several people do that. They came northbound and headed that direction, the AT actually goes this way. Goes across by the guardrail and you go down behind the guardrail. So if you're going northbound, be careful here. You want to keep to your left. Here we have both clues. We have the white blazes with the top ones offset to the right, which means we turn to the right. We also have a log across the trail. A lot of hints out here so you don't get lost. I've only been lost once today. You can see by the white blazes that the AT continues straight ahead, heading south. We're approaching Wolf Rocks, and I'm not quite sure why someone would want to bypass Wolf Rocks. It's a little bit longer. I saw some place that was listed as the wet weather bypass. So I looked at the map and I didn't see a real big difference in elevation, but maybe there's some terrain differences. Anyone know why there's a bypass? Why wouldn't everybody want to go see Wolf Rocks? I passed this a little bit ago, just a few seconds, and thought what a great place for my AT group to hike and camp in here. Lots of places for flat tents and hammock to be hung. Walked a little bit further. And I saw this. Now, I'm not positive, but I think that's bear. What do you think? I just came across a nice hiker heading northbound, section hiking. He started in Harper's Ferry where I plan to end. And it's always been a dream of his, and he's recently retired. And he's out here, so that's good. I'm not sure if these are Wolf Rocks, but I just passed that sign, oh, I don't know, maybe a quarter mile ago. And yeah, I'd walk an extra mile to bypass Wolf Rocks if this is what Wolf Rocks is. Well, as beautiful as this is, I'm taking the bypass next time. All right, I'm hoping this offset blaze to the left takes us out of the rocks. It's going to go that way. We'll see. I'm kind of tired of the rocks already. Are there more rocks? Approaching the end of my day today. I still got more energy, but I want to stop before I'm done. I want to have some energy left for the evening. Happen to see this area, which is just covered with rocks. I'm not going to stop here, but I saw this tree. Isn't that a weird looking tree? So I'm still looking for a campsite. This one doesn't look too bad. It's a little bit tilted, but tilted is okay. I can cope with that. But apparently it's Phoebe's birthday, or at least it was. I'm sure at some point in the future it'll be her birthday. I just don't know when. Obviously I don't know when someone put this here, but happy birthday, Phoebe. I was looking for some kind of a stealth site, and I saw a animal trail, maybe a human trail, leading off. And not too far in, look what I found. It's flat, there's grass. And the area looks like it should be good to be able to find someplace to hang my bear bag. I don't want it to be near here, of course, but I also don't want it to be too far away. Pretty nice. This is gonna be home tonight. I've had dinner, a Summit potato stew, potato beef stew. Oh, yum. Poured in 300 milliliters of water up to line C on the inside of the package. It was about a cup and a half. I let it sit for 10 minutes. It was a little crunchy in the beginning, but by the time I got to the end of it, it was all rehydrated. It was warm, it filled my tummy. It's the kind of stuff that you'd want to have for backpacking trips. So I took all of my smellables and put them into my earth sack, into my bear bag, and hung them. So I'm going to show you my hang. This is not what I would consider a perfect hang, but the bear bag is about 4 feet away from the tree, 4 feet below the branch, and that branch was weak enough a bear is not going to want to walk out onto it. And it may not be possible to see if I can get the rope here. You see the red rope? I pulled the bag over then and tied it off to a tree to keep it even further away from the trunk of the tree it's hanging from. So it's not a perfect hang, but I'm kind of hoping the bear that comes through here doesn't have a good sense of smell. I want to give you my roses, buds, and thorns for my first day. Rose, I'm out here. Mid-60s, I'm old, and I'm able to do 10 miles a day. Could do more probably. Bud, I'm just looking forward to getting to Pine Grove Furnace where I meet up with my friends and finishing up down at Harper's Ferry. And the thorn, there's a thunderstorm coming in either tonight or tomorrow morning. I'm a little bit worried about that. My tent is nice and durable, but falling trees and lightning, it just won't stand up to that, I'm pretty sure. I don't want to test it either. People want to see the bears and other animals out here, and that's great, but you may not see them. We make a lot of noise as people walking through their world. But if you're walking the trail and you see a rock turned up like that, and then later another rock displaced a little bit, especially if you see several of them in a row, suspect that that was very likely a bear wandering the trail looking for a snack. They move the rocks out of the way and don't put them back. I wonder. Hey, here we go again. The top blaze is offset to the left, so the trail moves, it turns to the left, and look at that. Somebody has piled up some logs, sticks, over the bad trail, because here's the real trail. Hi, this is John's dad jumping in from the future. While I was preparing today's video, I realized I didn't record a lot about what was going on in my head and what my plans were while I was going into Wind Gap. I did end up taking a 0 there. The forecast was for some horrendous all day long thunderstorms. 60-70% thunderstorms all day long. And so because of that, I decided to at least take a Nero. I eventually took a 0, where I actually spent 2 nights there. One thing you'll hear more about in my videos and my book on the King's Trail hike is that I made some really bad mistakes and put myself at risk because of rain. And honestly, I'm still a little bit afraid of rain. Put me out in 0-degree temperatures, minus 15 Celsius. I'm good to go. I have no fears. I know the equipment. I know what to do. In rain, I scared myself. I got cold and wet on the King's Trail, and I thought for sure I was going to get hypothermia, and I'm all by myself in the mountains. So thunderstorm forecast actually spooked me a lot more than it should have. And I ran for shelter at the Gateway Motel in Wind Gap. Now the reviews for the Gateway Motel, unfortunately, they're accurate. In Far Out, they're accurate. Other places I looked just to see if there's comparisons that was accurate, and it matched my experience. It's an expensive $100 a night dive hotel. The rooms aren't very clean. In my room there was a big mark of blood. I don't know if it's a mosquito that somebody smashed on the wall. I'm not sure. It had been there for a long time. The toilet ran constantly unless you turned the valve on and off. It just was not Not a place you want to take your family, but if you're a dirty and stinky hiker, and you need a shower in a place where the door probably locks securely, it's fine if you got $100 to spend. The Gateway Motel is about 2.2 north of the trail, maybe 0.1. It's not really far. It's an easy walk. The shoulder's wide enough on the road. I thought it was fairly safe. I mean, you're walking along a major road, so watch where you're going. It's about 1 mile north of the first resupply. There's a Turkey Hill gas station with some resupply stuff, not a lot. If you want to get to real businesses, it's 1.7 or maybe 2 miles from the trail. And so you got to decide if you want to take a dive into Wind Gap or not. The hotel manager, Satish, he reminds me of the hotel manager in the Best Exotic Marigold Hotel movie. Lots of enthusiasm, very positive, really nice guy, but the results don't match the enthusiasm. He's very religious. He had me take his prayer book and opened it up. I opened it up to some random page, and he went on for several minutes on how that passage actually relates to hikers. I don't remember the passage, but it, from when I glanced at it, he knew the passage and knew why it related to hikers. There are several nice businesses there in Wind Gap. I enjoyed my zero there, except for spending $200 on the dive motel. I enjoyed it. It was a nice place. I had breakfast at the diner, a mile and a half or so south of the trail. Had an omelet with cheese in it. Cheese is good. Had lunch at the Scorecard Sports Bar. People were nice. The food was great. Huge serving. I'll put a clip in here in a minute. Had dinner at Detsy's Tavern. And its reviews are accurate as well. It's a fantastic place, decent price. I thought. I liked the food I had. And I had some ice cream at Sweet Nanny's. So you can always have ice cream. Ice cream's good everywhere. And the lady in there, I don't know if she was nanny or not. She was out back talking with her friends and wandered in to take care of me. And it was air conditioned, so that was nice. So if you're going to spend some time in Wind Gap, I'd recommend it. The Gateway, sorry again, the Gateway Motel is, it is what it is. It is your only option. I checked Airbnb, Travelocity, there is nothing else. So if you need to stop in Wind Gap, go ahead, stop there, get a shower if you want, maybe share a room with some other people to keep that cost down. So anyway, I didn't take lots of videos in Wind Gap. I'll show you a couple pictures I took. It's a really nice little town. Very friendly, like I found on my whole trip. This is after the fact, so I now know the whole trip. The people I met were just wonderful, and Wind Gap was no exception. It was one of my first experiences on the trail in this area, and very positive. And so definitely give it a try. Now check out my nachos. I never take pictures of my food. I can't help. This is a small order of nachos at the Scorecard Sports Bar in Wind Gap. It's small. I'm going to be full. I'm climbing up out of Wind Gap. I took a zero there yesterday. There was forecasted major thunderstorms lasting 6-7 hours. It was a full-blown forecast. But as the day wore on, the forecast changed and moved later and later, but still a big thunderstorms. And towards the evening it shortened. I went to bed, it hadn't even rained or drizzled, nothing. Woke up, it is wet, so it did rain last night, but no thunderstorm. So I probably wouldn't have taken a 0 yesterday. I could have slept a little rain last night. That wouldn't have been a big problem. But I did want to stop here and show you the beautiful view. I'm 500-600 feet above wind gap now. I think I'm at the top. I haven't checked up on the ridge. But this is the view you get when you climb up out of wind gap going southbound. Here's another interesting feature you find in the woods. This tree has fallen down, and I don't think we need to think that this might be something that was placed here to tell us the trail is closed. That's big enough. I'm pretty sure it fell here. So walk up to it, step over it, and the snake that's underneath it bites you. That can happen. You can also step up on it and then step away, so you're 3 feet or so away from it on the other side. That's one way to avoid it. But you know, you're lifting a lot of weight. In my case, I'm my full body weight, and today I'm fully loaded with 5 liters of water. It's a dry section. So I've got 10 pounds of water plus almost a week's worth of food, all my gear. I don't want to lift all of that weight up and over. So then don't step up on the log. I know I just gave you 2 pieces of advice. I just want you to be aware. There could be a snake under there, so if you can kind of check as you're doing it, you know, step further away. Enjoy the day. I don't know if you can see the mist. It's kind of cool walking in this kind of early morning fog. The trail reveals itself as you go. Yeah, you can't see very far. It's really kind of a cool environment. Give it a try. My neighbors back at the hotel where I zeroed in Wind Gap told me that they had seen a bear right outside the hotel. I'm not surprised. The garbage isn't locked down, nothing like that. It's a place to feed, but I wonder if it was the same bear that made these marks on the tree as it was chasing after a little snack. I was just trying to make some miles today, and I decided not to film anything else, and then I came across this. As the fog and mist is starting to burn off, the sun is coming through the clouds and coming through the trees. I like to have a good campfire, and once I get to camp, I walk around looking for firewood. And this is a target-rich environment. There's firewood every place on the ground, but it is on the ground. If you can find sticks hanging in trees, even if it rained recently, they've been hanging there and they're dry. Maybe a little wet on the outside. This stuff down here, if it's up like this piece sticking up here, that's the same thing as hanging in a tree. But the rest of it, that's laying on the ground. That's gonna be all wet. It'll burn eventually. But what you want is the really dry stuff like this. This is perfect. A couple 100 yards back, I start seeing light shining through the trees, and that means there's some kind of a clearing. And it's for a gas line or a power line usually. It's not just a generic meadow. And so we've got this beautiful view here juxtaposed with this. So I like to look over this way instead. The fog is burning off. Oh, I don't know if you can hear it. A nice little breeze. I like that breeze. Makes it nice. Gonna stand here just a little bit, suck down some water, enjoy the sun, enjoy the view. As I was standing here enjoying the view and the sun and the breeze, I noticed a stack of rocks. 3 rocks stacked on each other, a sign of danger. So you'll see them near a cliff. I see another stack here too. Cliff, maybe really bad water crossings, that kind of thing. I'm thinking there could be snakes in there. Could be somebody just stacking rocks. So my preference is that we don't stack rocks unless there's a reason. Up to you though. Hike your own hike. I'm going to be very quiet. You may not be able to see them all, but they're 4 good-sized deer grazing in the trees back here. I want to be real quiet so I don't disturb them. I saw this as I was walking along and I wanted to show it to you. Hopefully you can see it. This tree the bark is off of it. This is how high up I can reach. I'm 6 foot tall. I don't know how long my arms are, but you can figure that out. Up another 2 to 3 feet is where the bark has been clawed off. And I say clawed off, not fallen off. Bears have come and taken the bark off of this looking for bugs underneath. That's how high a bear can reach. That's how high you need to have your bear bag hung. That's it. Don't feed the bears. I'm thinking I don't need to tell you what caused this. They're out here. I've not seen one on this trip. Usually I just see their butts. They're running away, they're scared. But watch out for the mamas and the cubs. You don't want to get in between them. I've seen markers like this on peaks. I've never seen one actually on a trail before. But it does confirm we're on the Appalachian Trail, National Scenic Trail. Appalachian National Scenic Trail, yes, AT. And don't disturb it, so I'm not going to. Oh, I just finished having a nice lunch with tortillas and cheese and pepperonis, and I had with Larry and Lenny's, or Lenny's and Larry's complete cookie with the macadamia nuts. It was really good. Another hiker came by. He's heading northbound and lives in New York City. He's gonna finish up in Delaware Water Gap and then head home. He told me about some trail magic over here. I'm now on the south side of the road over here by the bulletin board, and I was kind of surprised when I got here and I found bars just sitting out. And that's not really a good idea. Sure is appreciated, I know, but when animals can get at it, they get habituated to humans and human food. So please do trail magic, but think about what you're doing to the animals. They get used to this and it's not a good plan. Well, I just took a long break here at the Delps intersection. There's a trail that goes down to a parking lot and past a potentially unreliable stream. I don't need water, so I didn't go down, but I took my shoes off here at the little camp area at the intersection, and I spent half an hour talking with Lionheart, and one of his friends, Gio, came up. We talked for a long time. Another group of people came past, a nice couple trying to get up to the Leroy Smith shelter where there is good water. I'm trying to get there in a few hours. It's real relaxing, sitting in the shade, a nice little breeze here up on the ridge. If I had it in me, I would go for the Outer Bridge. Is it Outer Bridge? Yeah, I'd go to the Outer Bridge shelter today, but I don't think I have another 10 miles in me. I don't think that's wise early on. So I'm going to do another 3.3 to a stealth site, and then do the easy 7 then tomorrow to get to Outer Bridge where there is water. I've got 3 liters of water left to get me that far, including dinner tonight. So I might be pushing it. I might be out when I get there, but I shouldn't have a problem. I'm pretty happy with the bear bag hang tonight. First throw, I got the rock up and over that branch. Sometimes it can take a half an hour and you give up and move someplace else, but tonight it was first throw. it's way above where I can reach, and I'm the same size as a bear pretty much. It's also a long way away from the tree, so if the bear crawls up the side of the tree over here, it can't reach over and get it, and it's also so far down from the branch that the bear can't get it. This is a good bear hang. I want to share my roses, buds, and thorns now, and one of my roses is that this chair is in my campsite. It is the right height off the ground. I guess it could be a little bit higher, and it's got an arm on the neck, on the side of it. Helps me sit down and stand up. My knees, especially my replaced knee, is not quite strong enough to do that by itself sometimes. So having a little arm on the side of the chair really helps. For my other roses, there's quite a few. The weather was fantastic today. It did get up to about 80 and I was sweating, but it wasn't 95. There was a nice breeze most of the time, so it's really nice, kind of a cooling breeze. I met a ton of people. I'm going southbound, and the northbound bubble is not quite here yet, but there's some not stragglers, but the opposite of stragglers. People who are in the lead. They're coming through here now. Also some section hikers. I spent a long time talking to Lionheart and his friend Gio, maybe a half hour or more, at the Delps campsite. It's near the spring, the Delp Spring. Also, I was able to give some water to Ruck Norris, a brand new backpacker. He's here for the first backpacking trip. He has cut a lot of weight out of his pack. He's learned a lot, he says, but he was out of water. And I didn't have any extra, but he's out and I don't have extra, but I gave him 3/4 of a liter, something like that. I should be okay tomorrow. I may run out of water, but I'll be within easy, safe range of water. I did make 3 more miles today than I was expecting. And that's pretty good. It wasn't a stretch. It wasn't a pain. It wasn't a problem. I just was able to go an extra 3, so I did. I had the time. In terms of buds, I'm looking forward to making progress. For tomorrow, I'm looking maybe a 15-mile day up to the past the George Overbridge shelter. I get water there. That's critical. That's a critical milestone tomorrow. And is it Oven Bake Knob shelter, I think, is next. That's my goal, is 15 miles from where I am right now. But I think I can do it. If I can't, there are multiple campsites in between where I just set up my tent like this, no problem. There aren't always thorns, but today I do have a couple. I carried over 5 liters of water up out of Wind Gap because I knew there would be no water along the way. Any water, any springs that are available, they're intermittent and not to be trusted. Was almost at the Leroy Smith shelter and found out that its spring was flowing profusely. I could have made the trip with 2 liters and not 5. And what's that work out to be? 6-7 pounds? That's real weight. I started out kind of slow this morning. I was not real enthusiastic, and that was kind of a thorn, but I came around as I got my heart beating and got to see a couple of views, that kind of thing. About midday though, I met a northbound hiker who just was not having fun. And that kind of wears on other people too. She was not outwardly expressing it, but you could tell. She was dragging. Her response to simple questions was, yeah, and kind of like Eeyore. I would give her a trail name of Eeyore, which is just too bad because it's such a nice trail here, a little rocky, of course. Beautiful weather, and she was not having a good day. And that was my thorn. That was my biggest thorn for today, that I'd like people out here to be having fun. Yeah, good morning. I'm about an hour, or about a mile in. Slept okay last night. Every time I turned over, I woke up, but still slept pretty good. Got a late start out of camp about 8 o'clock. That's a little bit late for me. I do need to go 7.5 miles today to the George, I always forget what it is, over Bridger maybe. They've got some water there, so I got about 6.5 left on that to get there. I've got a little over a liter, maybe 2 liters of water, so I'm a little bit concerned, but I'll be fine. Do have a view here behind me. The trail has some rocks here, turns out. All right, so see you up the trail. Thank you, Keystone Trail Association, for all the work you do. You and all of the other groups that do the trail maintenance. We've got a fantastic gift here. I'm sure most of us appreciate it, but we never actually say thank you, so I'm saying thank you. So here we've got an interesting one. I saw this from a while back, and I saw the 3 white triangles. One of them seems to be painted out. So what does this mean? I think the brightest ones say, okay, we're going to turn to the left. The top one is offset to the left, so we'll follow that. And I only walk a few feet further and look. All of those branches laid in to cover and mask, hide the trail, give you the message that we don't want you to go that way. I suppose you could go that way, but I don't know what you'd find. So we're going to go this way. The last hour or so, it's been pretty nice. Been on a trail like this, the crushed gravel, the really flat stones, not real bad at all, heading south. Trees are gone here. I believe this is the place was poisoned with zinc and all kinds of bad mining things. That's Palmerton down there. At least I think that's what this is. It's beautiful. You don't get views like this on the AT very often. What I got to tell you about today. Woke up, 5 o'clock, hit snooze on the alarm. Woke up at 6 o'clock. Finally I was out of the tent, maybe a little bit before 7. A little slow to get started. Perfect bear hang worked great. I was a little low on water though, because I'd given away a good amount of it to the guy heading northbound last night. He was out, and I needed to share some, but it put me at some stress level. And that came to bite me later on. Coming down into Palmerton, I wasn't out of water, but I needed to nurse it. And just tiny sips once in a while. 80-something degrees, and it's not the green tunnel. You can see for miles and miles as you're walking. And the trail's been rerouted, so it's actually longer than what you might think it is. So that took up more water. There's 2 trails going down into Palmerton, or if you're going north coming out of Palmerton. One is the regular AT, which apparently has some semi-technical rock scrambling. Going down, I was advised, don't do it. And I'm not a purist, I don't care. There's also the winter trail, which goes, it adds about a mile. So that's the one I took when I finally found it. At this point, far out is wrong on where this trail is here. But by the time you see this, maybe it'll be corrected. So you have to decide what you're going to trust at the time. So I'm out of water, starting to feel some heat exhaustion. Couldn't decide if I should walk 1 mile into town, where for sure I could get air conditioning, cold drinks, that kind of thing, or go the other direction. Actually, the trail came to a T, and head up towards the George Overbridge Shelter, Outer Bridge Shelter. And you may think that I made the decision at that point to go into town because I'm sitting here at Bird's Hostel. Great place so far. Tracy that runs it, just wonderful, very accommodating, friendly. I would definitely recommend it. It's right behind Bird's Restaurant. I think it's a steakhouse, I think they call it. I've not tried that yet, it's closed, but yeah, I didn't decide to go into town. What I did do is I decided, with almost no water and with some heat exhaustion happening, to actually head towards the next shelter, because there is water there. And it was just a little over a mile. So a mile into town on an unprotected trail, just in the sun, or towards a shelter, only half of it exposed and the rest in the trees. I decided that was the best option for my safety and for progress, but I was mostly concerned about safety. I probably went 200-300 yards, found an unmarked or unmapped spring. So I'm okay, I can drink water from a spring. So I set up and filtered out several liters of water, treated it. I always filter my water and treat it with tablets, just because it's so easy to get bad water around the filter. It can run down the hose and drop into your bottle, whatever it is. I do the filtering, I do the tablets. It takes a little bit longer, but then I know I'm good. So I waited for that to process, for the tablets to work. And while I'm sitting there, I've had a couple bottles, and another hiker comes up. I look up and say hi, and he's stumbling. He says, "I need help." All right, so I jumped into help mode. My wilderness first aid certification has expired, but of course I had the training. And so I helped him. Clearly he had a heat exhaustion. I suspected potentially heat stroke. He had actually gone up the hill the hard way and got to the top, started feeling all the symptoms, nausea, all of that kind of stuff. And so he did need some help. He ended up calling a hostel, and she came out from Bert's here, gave us a ride in, and so without going into his medical care, that's why I'm here. It just went to Chinese now with, let's see, Braveheart, Scott, and now I don't remember the third guy's name. Went Chinese food, shrimp, egg foo young, just down the street from Bert's. It was great. Didn't cost much, had a Diet Coke as well. So that's the big events for today. So the roses for today is that I didn't have a serious problem with heat stroke or heat exhaustion, either one, and not a serious one, that I was able to help the other hiker. And I got to meet these other new people, and this is really cool. I'll get to sleep in a bed tonight. I took a shower. You can't have many more roses than that. Buds, getting back on the trail tomorrow. I am on target still to be to Pine Grove Furnace on the 2nd of July or earlier. And that's the only goal that I have here. I need to make that date to meet up with my friends to hike from there down to Harper's Ferry. The so roses, buds, and thorns. I don't think I have any other buds than that. Just getting back on the trail and making some progress. Things are going good. I'm feeling good. Thorn, of course, the heat. The fact that a couple of us did have some trouble isn't good. You always want people to be healthy and safe and having a good time. Good morning, it's Wednesday. This is where the winter trail departs the Blue Blaze into Palmerton and heads up, and man is it steep. I came down there yesterday, Tuesday, sat here, literally on that rock, right there in the middle, for about a half an hour trying to figure out what am I gonna do. Almost out of water. Do I take the trail into town, which is about a mile, and for sure get some ice cream and cold drink and air conditioning, and then basically lose a day? Or do I go this way and follow the trail and get water in about a mile and a half? Both directions have a lot of exposed trail. I'm out of water, low on water, out of water, and trying to decide what to do. I actually decided to go on the trail. About half of it's going to be in tree cover, and that was the deciding factor for me. So if I'm looking south right now, so if you're coming north, you'll turn right and go up this way. From what I'm hearing, taking the winter trail is fine. If you're a purist, take the regular trail, but it is tough with some rock scrambles. Beautiful though today, isn't it? I'll show you what I found in just a few hundred yards. I'm retracing my steps. I came a few hundred yards south of where the winter trail cuts off, and water. You might see mud. I saw water. I wasn't so desperate I was going to drink this stuff, but it did give me hope that there's something in my future and some more water. And I still wasn't this desperate. And more water. This is starting to look good. No, this water is not looking good, no. But the whole scenario that there's water in this area. I wanted to do this last night, but look at this. Does that look like water? Can you hear it? It sounds like water. So this is where I set up camp. Not camp. I just set up under those trees. It was all in the shade. And I filtered some water out of here, and I always treat it. I filter it, and then I also treat it with tablets. It's just so easy to get bad water into your water bags, into your bladders. You can go right around the filter down the hose. It's on your hands. So I like to do both. So I set up right there. You can still see my butt imprint where I sat last night. I was ready. I had consumed, I don't know, at least a liter, if not 2 liters of water. I finished off the good stuff I had and drank some new stuff that I just made. As I was getting ready to go, a hiker comes up here. Oh, sorry for the interruption. I got interrupted by a day hiker coming through. Talked to him for a while. He lives in the area, comes out here, does hikes. He's on the regular AT trail here, and it's tough, he says. So continuing on with yesterday, yeah, the hiker sat down and he says, I need help. So of course, you know, I got to help him, and I do have wilderness first aid training in my past. My certificate's expired, but I knew basically what to do, and I started to just pump fluids into him and got him some noon tablets, and he sit here in the shade. It cooled him off, and it was really nice. Tracy Burt from the Burt's Hostel came out, picked us both up here at the parking lot. It's a few hundred yards further south. She was really good, and so talked to the hiker this morning, and he seems to be doing okay. I suggested he take another day off and drink lots of liquids, and maybe tackle this trail early in the morning when it isn't so hot. He's a young guy in his 40s. It seems to be in really good shape. He's hiked all the way from, I think it's Harper's Ferry where he started. So I'm sure he'll do okay long term. But it is a little scary yesterday. I had a little heat exhaustion, and then he clearly went over the top. He definitely was in pain, hurting. So I'm going back out. My goal is to bake up a knob shelter or further, and we'll see how that goes. I'm not going to push it. I've got water at George, Outer Bridge, I forget the name of the shelter, but it's only about a mile ahead. So I've got water there. I'll fuel up and see what I think I need to make it for the rest of the day. Beautiful out here. You should be here. A little short trail up towards the parking lot. I just came down that, and I'm going to be following a road. We crossed the bridge. It'll be my first real bridge crossing that includes heavy-duty traffic. I'm looking forward to it. Not. Beautiful day still. All right, so I got to remember that it's outer bridge shelter, not over bridge and whatever else I've said, but it's the outer bridge. About a mile, okay, 0.7, but it's about a mile. And my goal is to bake of a knob shelter, which is 9, kind of 10. I've already done a little over a mile from town. So I'm looking forward to it. Up we go. I like hills and everything, but I really like water. And I don't know if I can get you to see it down there, but there's the river. I should know the name of the river, and I don't. Nice, big, wide body of water. It's just beautiful. Walking across a bridge, it was safe. It's a separate sidewalk. I'm starting to go up. I'm entering the trees now, and that'll be my last view of the water for a while. What a beautiful camp spot. Maybe a half mile up from the bridge. Got to speak a little Danish this morning. I only know a few words, but I ran into a Dane, and he recognized my Swedish flag, and that gets me a lot of conversations with people. They ask me if I'm Swedish, and I'm not really, but I did live there as an exchange student, and enjoy talking to people about the world, and especially if I can run into somebody from Scandinavia. Yeah, the hike today from the bridge up is about 1,000 feet in a mile. And that's a pretty good rate. It is pretty steep, and I'm taking lots of pauses. And I'm not sweating like a pig, because I don't know what a pig sweats like, but I am doing my fair share to sweat up here today. Met several people coming downhill, which they're going northbound, and it's nice to just have a minute and talk to them. Yeah, so I'll insert a picture here of what 1,000 feet per minute looks like on a map. There you go. The trail's going up about 25-30 degrees. It's actually not that bad. I'm in the shade, there is a slight breeze, so it's okay. So if you're a purist, take the AT. If you're out here for exercise and enjoying nature, consider some of the blue blazes. A few hundred yards south of George Outerbridge Shelter, there's an option for an AT bypass trail. So I checked it out, far out, doesn't know anything about it. Gaia does, it shows it on the map, and it looks like it might be a gentler trail. The AT goes up and over what looks to be exposed. I don't need to be hiking in the sun anymore today. I hiked enough in the sun yesterday. So I decided I'm gonna take it. Just check it out. I'm not a purist, I'm out here for fun, to enjoy nature, meet people. Just met a guy from Spain, and I don't speak Spanish, and his English was limited, but we had a lot of fun trying. So I'll give you a shot of what the trail does look like. It's not flat, by the way. Well, nice trail, small rocks a little bit, not bad at all. It's really enjoyable. Lots of ferns and tree cover, nice breeze coming up out of the valley. It's been a really nice hike to this point. I'm at the intersection of the Blue Blaze Trail, the bypass for the AT, and a Forest Service road. And I'm actually going to take the Forest Service road. It hooks up with the AT in a little over half a mile. And then I'm okay. I'll take some road walking. Not all the time, but this is also undercover. I did decide to stop and have a little bit of my cranberry fruit leather. Just nice to bite off a little bit. It's got that nice tart flavor, really nice. When I take a break like this, I don't want to gross you out too much, but I take off my shoes and socks, get off the gaiters, let my feet dry out and cool off. It's nice just to sit here and enjoy the breeze, enjoy the nature. No birds making noises right now, but sometimes you hear birds. Definitely there's a few bugs. I don't enjoy the bugs so much. This was the perfect resting spot. I'm not sure how they found that rock to be the right size to sit on, but they did. Kudos to the trail maintainers. Now here's an interesting one. If you're going northbound, you kind of see this. The top one is offset to the left, so you turn left. Straight ahead, you can see is the bypass trail. It's a Blue Blaze. But if you're going northbound, you see the top blaze offset to the right, and that's the AT continuing to go southbound. And that's great. But if you see a symbol like this, the 3 blazes, 2 at the bottom, 1 in the middle at the top, that traditionally means end of the trail. Here, it's actually supposed to be interpreted as 2 different instructions, one for northbounders, one for southbounders. And you gotta keep your head on your shoulders. Gotta be thinking and watching the signs and using your maps. It's not always easy. Hi, Froggy. I'm not going to take the south trail. It's about 0.9 longer, or I'm sorry, 0.1 longer than going the regular way. And boy, the trail has been beautiful. The AT has just been wonderful. Small little rocks, but I can maintain 3 miles an hour. So I'm not going to take the detour this time. Extra points to anyone who knows which way we're supposed to go. I'm guessing to the left. Oh, here's a small little pillar talking about state game lands. I'm not sure which side is the state game lands, if I'm leaving it or entering it, or if it's to the left or right. But either way, there could be hunting during certain seasons. Do some research and wear your blaze orange. This is not a hunting season right now, so I'm not wearing any orange. Kudos again to the Keystone Trails Association. Very nice trail, nicely upkeep, nice upkeep. I didn't like the rocks, but you know, I'm betting they don't have much to do about the rocks. Very well marked. It was a pleasure. So what could be in here? Water. Yummy. Thank you very much. It's appreciated. A new group to thank, Blue Mountain Eagle Club. Thank you for doing this. Looks like they did a pretty good job, don't you think? I see a lot of stuff that I don't know what it is, but I've seen it quite frequently, so I just assume it's okay to be whatever it is. I don't think I've ever seen this before. Do you know what this is? I'm about 0.1 north of the Bake Oven Knob shelter. If I was ready to stop for today, man, this would be it. A place to sit, pre-built fire ring, lots of flat places to pick for a tent. And just glancing around, it wouldn't be real hard to find a good bear hang. About 0.1 north of Baked Oven Knob. A little downhill and there it is. I would have videotaped some of this, but I'm not really allowed to say those words on YouTube. This was and is difficult. It's not over yet. I just wanted to share. And not to make you worried, but there are rattlesnakes in here too. Yay. A few hundred yards after the Baked Oven Knob rocks, which I don't like, by the way, this is the trail. Why can't it be like this all the time? This is sweet. I'm making good time. Quiz time. And you've been studying this long enough. Yep, you've got the 2 blazes. The top one is offset to the right. Therefore, the trail turns to the right. Oh no, not this time. Quite often there are 2 blazes just stacked on top of each other, neither one to the left or the right. That just means there's a change. You have to decide which way it goes. The fact that the top one is a little offset to the right, I think is just an accident. I'm turning left, I'm following the blazes. This is home for tonight. Huge pile of rocks for the fire ring. Won't be doing that though. My dinner's rehydrating. That's me back in the corner there. I did want to show you my bear hang. It's a little bit unique. There's a Y at the top of the tree, so I threw one end of the rope through there. And a Y in this tree. And I will hang the bear bag here in the middle, pull it tight, boom. The bear bag will go up out of reach. The bear won't be able to get at it from either tree. And it would be taller than I am, so you hopefully won't get it that way either. I'm in the middle of Knife's Edge, wondering what the heck I am doing here. This has got to be the hardest physical and psychological thing I've done. It's so easy to fall. Not having a lot of fun. A little bit worried. Hopefully these aren't my last words. This is what Knife Edge looks like going northbound at the end. I made it across. You're not going to read about me in a newspaper for falling off of Knife Edge. My strategy was to hit this in the morning when I was fresh, and that was a good idea, and to wait until after it stopped raining. I would never attempt this if it was raining or the rocks are wet. Even as I went across it, the rocks got drier, which made it easier. So maybe I would have waited an hour before starting it. Quite an adventure. This came up at a good time. I was going to take a break. I also wanted to point out about the concept of widowmakers, branches, stuff that are hanging in trees that could fall on you while you're sleeping. So don't set your tent up underneath them. And this is a good example of a widowmaker. Don't set your tent up here or under things like this. At some point, this thing is going to come down. Don't be there, please. Quite often you'll come across a tree across the trail and you'll have to decide, do I go around it? Do I go over it? Do I go under it? And then just a second later, you get the same decision. Do I go around it? Do I go over it? Do I go under it? So this one I'm going to go under. And the thing that it takes a while to learn is that you got 2 feet from your back sticking backwards, maybe 1.5 feet. You need to duck down really low. You don't have to clear just your head. You have to clear the whole backpack. Very misty, humid today. I believe there is a town or something called New Tripoli. Maybe it's a campground. And here's a blue blaze to it. But that's not the way I'm going. I'm going this way. Staying here tonight. It's right next to the 309. You can hear the traffic. It's really nice inside. And it's a short walk away from a restaurant. We're heading there for dinner. Oh, more cars. You can't actually hear them inside. The Thunderhead Lodge is just a hop, skip, and a jump from the Appalachian Trail. A few hundred yards at most at the front door. Just had dinner there. It was really good. Great service. So consider giving them your business on your way by. We're staying at a hostel the other direction from where I'm facing. Staying at the Lookout. The shanty is also nearby too. Consider this a place to rest. Just so you know, if you see these tracks, these are not bear tracks. I'm being quiet so I don't disturb the spider. I'm doing good on water for today, so I'm not going to the Allentown shelter spring. There's a blue trail. You can see it on far out. It goes down, comes back up. Here's how the AT goes. I'm just going to head up that way. I found the Allentown shelter where it belongs on the left side of the trail heading southbound. Northbounders, you'll find it on the other side. I'm taking the shoes off break here at the Allentown Gap shelter. Look how beautiful this is. Got a couple steps here in front, nice and comfortable to sit on. Okay, it's hardwood, but still, it's comfortable. Beautiful open spot for lots of tents. Nice fire ring there. And a picnic table. Oh yeah. Life is good. Last night after dinner at the Thunderhead Lodge, I dropped a noon tablet and a smart water bottle, and put it in their freezer. And got up this morning and left the Lookout hostel, and now about 2 hours later, I'm gonna have an ice cold drink. You can play chess or checkers in Allentown. If you're not careful, you might miss the Tri-County corner. And if I was from here, I could probably tell you which 3 counties meet at this intersection. I don't see any signs. It's a mystery. All right, so either way, here's where the 3 counties meet. There's a view here at Balanced Rock, I am told. I've got miles to make today. I'd like to get to Port Clinton, 9, 10 o'clock tomorrow morning. I got a lot of miles to go, so I'm going to be skipping the view. I'm assuming it includes some pretty farmland, maybe a village, maybe a road, some trees. I'll bet there's trees. What do you think's over there? So here's the Appalachian Trail. I've had a good morning. I'm not recording much. Just met a couple. They bought an RV when they retired. They're driving around the country and helped out in some volunteer project, and boom, they decided to through hike the AT. Along came a woman from New Hampshire. They're all going northbound, and I talked to them for a while. Real enjoyable. I took a boots off break at Allentown Shelter. Guy there, Night Owl, came by, told me that he's having a party, hiker feed kind of thing at the Pavilion in Port Clinton tomorrow. Today's Friday, tomorrow's Saturday. I forget the exact distance. I'm 15 miles from there, but I'm going to try to make it, which also means that I can pick up my resupply package before 11:30 a.m. in the morning on Saturday. That's the secondary goal. Get to the party first, and then get the package. And I was in just high spirits. Getting to talk with them and knowing that, yeah, there's a group of people, and then I come to this. Oh, there's a nice blaze on the tree. Where's the next one? It must be over this way. No, it's up these stupid rocks. Of course, now I can't see it. Now I'm trying to film. I saw it before, though. I promise. It's here. Oh, there it is. You can't see it in the reflected light. Sorry. For Jocelyn. Right there. I don't know if you can see it. I can. And all of my good spirits just went up in rocks. So I'm going to be climbing that thing now, and we'll see what happens. You can see forever, maybe even a little further. Yeah, well, if I didn't have a destination in mind today, I would stop here. This is beautiful. Nice log to sit on while I'm making dinner, and nice fire ring. A lot of dead wood around here. It's great. Hanging in the trees, remember, that's where the dry stuff is. You can find it on the ground. The stuff in the trees is dry all the time. Only 2.5 miles to Hawk Mountain Sanctuary, North Lookout. I'm not doing it. It's not on my plan for today, but it might be on your plan. Send us pictures. I'm betting that log bridge is for when there's water running in this dry creek bed, which at that time would not be a dry creek bed, it would be just a creek bed. And there's some rocks piled here. I don't know what danger they're trying to symbolize, unless maybe that there's moving water here sometimes. I'm not sure. Just beautiful. The AT continues up that side. This might be the first one I've come across this year. It's a bridge. Now here's level, but the bridge is kind of crooked. But we'll be okay, won't we? By the way, I will not be recording while I'm walking with my phone over that water. Not happening. Beautiful down here. If I didn't have a goal to get to Port Clinton as soon as possible, I might stop here. Well, and just to kind of help a little bit, if you come across something like this laid across the trail, I think you can be assured that it wasn't put there intentionally by some person to help you find your right way. Eggfill shelter. We're here. I don't like to brag too much, but this is a good bear hang. It's what, 6 or 8 feet away from the side of the tree, and what, 20 feet up? And it's on a fairly weak branch. So there's no bear that can crawl out there and get it. And it's 8 feet down below the branch, 6 feet maybe. A good bear hang. I'm gonna have that food in the morning. That's the end of today, Friday. Haven't been recording much. Been pretty busy. Had a lot of people time at the Lookout Hostel at 309. Great time there. Met a lot of people along the trail today. Ended up taking a break at Elksville. Had some instant pudding. They were pretty impressed with that. I just take instant pudding and instant milk, put it in a plastic bag. I pour in some water, stir it up, and by the time I'm done stirring, I've got pudding for dessert, and nobody had ever thought about that. So I climbed up about 2.5 miles or so to a campsite. I need to make it into Port Clinton tomorrow. And before 10:59, I'd like to get there more like 9 or 10. I got a resupply box. There's also a hiker feed at the pavilion from 9 to 3, and I'd like to get there for that. And so I'm gonna get up early in the morning. Got the alarm set for a little after 4 a.m. It'll still be dark, but I can set up, I can clean up and just check the area with my headlamp and make sure I didn't leave anything. So for roses, great weather today, a little warm, but you know, it's June. It's supposed to be warm. Plenty of water. I didn't have any issues with water today, and I drank as much as I wanted whenever I wanted. For buds, I'm looking forward to the weekend in Port Clinton. And thorns, I'm not hiking as fast as I would like to, and that's just, I don't have my trail legs yet. And so that's really the only thorn. I am going to switch to not waterproof boots for trips like this. I don't have any right now, so I need to pick some up. My feet are just too warm, and I know with the not waterproof boots, it'll be a lot better. So that's it for today, and for this work week, for those of you who are not retired yet. So see you later, bye. I've been hiking for about an hour. As you can see, the sun is starting to come up. Hiking at night with a decent headlamp is not difficult. Would not want to do it on wet rocks, that kind of thing. You want to be safe. Very beautiful. I was expecting to see some deer here. Not all widowmakers are as obvious as this. Sometimes you have to look pretty carefully to see if a branch or a tree is a danger to you. This looks like some kind of a observatory. A couple telescopes. Interesting. (2012) was 75 years, so what's that make it now? About 85 years, if I do my math right? Only 965.7 miles to Katahdin. Springer's a little bit further. If you're gonna go from here to one of the ends, go to Katahdin. And 6 miles to Port Clinton. That's where I gotta be before 11 a.m. in the morning. I still don't know if I can make it. So far, I've only fallen once, and I did a turtle. Ended up on my backpack, unable to move. I had to take off the backpack to switch myself around so I could stand up. That trail's going into Hamburg, but I'm going in this way to Port Clinton. Well, I'm almost at Port Clinton. I don't know where the line is. By the way, you're not allowed to park here. AT goes over there. I'm not sure where it goes next. I don't want to go that way. I don't like the fast cars and all their noise. This is the pavilion in Port Clinton where you can sleep for 10 bucks. I set up my tent inside. And what's going on here today is Night Owl is doing trail magic. He told me about it yesterday when I met him at Allentown Shelter. And that just gave me the spark to get up and get going. I put in extra miles yesterday. I put in some fast miles this morning. I did 9 miles by 10:30 a.m. in the morning. Averaged over 2 miles an hour, which is pretty fast for me on these roads. And just tons of food. It's been really great. It's fun talking to everybody. A lot of people same experiences. I met another southbounder, first one that I've met. So yeah, it's been pretty fun. Good evening. As you see, we've got the hiker feed cleaned up. Night Owl was very generous to set this up for everybody. A lot of people showed up. He's probably has a count, but I don't know how many it was. Lots of people came by. It was kind of a YouTuber day. The herd hiker was here. Earlier I saw Stan the Man and Traveling with Tanya. Rob the Nomad is here. He's heading southbound New York to Florida, not following strictly the AT. And I spent a good amount of time talking with Out and About. And if you ever wonder if somebody's as nice on in real life as they are on YouTube, check out her videos. She's a great girl, real friendly and nice, and enjoyed talking with her. So those are kind of my roses for today. Another rose was that as we were cleaning this up, someone found my wallet laying on the ground. Driver's license, credit card, a good amount of cash, my ATM card, insurance card, everything else you carry in your wallet. And it had fallen out of my pocket while I was just sitting there resting one time on a chair. So that was my rose. I got my wallet back. It was beautiful weather today. I did 9 miles by 10:30 in the morning. I got to the post office a half an hour before it closed. I picked up my heavy resupply box. I now have 10 dinners for a week. And that's because I ate some restaurants, and so I've got some extra food left over. Bud, I'm still looking forward to meeting my friends down at Pine Grove Furnace. But I'm also looking forward to being at the top of the hill coming out southbound from Port Clinton. It's going to be a bear. Maybe not literally a bear. It's going to be tough. Yeah, in terms of thorns, my knees hurt a little bit. I did do a tumble today. It's the first time I've fallen on this trip, and actually did a turtle. Tumble, spin, fall. I was laying on my back, pinned to the ground. My backpack's holding me down, and I'm laying there like a flipped over turtle. So that was actually on purpose. So I guess a little bit of advice is, if you're going to fall, if you can't always do it, spin and make your backpack take the brunt of the abuse. Much better for you to get a crushed titanium pot than for you to sustain some kind of injury. And that's what I did. I'm on the way down. I'm not exactly sure why. I was heading down and I realized it, and I just rotated my body a little bit, and I hit a little bit on me, scraped my elbow a little bit, nothing big deal. And the backpack took the brunt of it. And I was just pretty much shocked and embarrassed. Nobody saw me, but you know, I can still get embarrassed. So that's today. Tomorrow, heading to Eagle's Nest Shelter, I hope. It's about 7-8 miles from here. And the first mile is somewhat vertical, goes straight up, relatively speaking. And so I'm not looking forward to that. I will be carrying probably 3 liters of water out of here, along with a resupply box. And I probably have 3 full meals left over. And so even though I've tried to plan my meals better, I'm not eating all of my food or my calories that I'm expecting. And so I hate to eat too much, but maybe I should be kicking in a little bit more food on a daily basis. So that's today. It's beautiful, isn't it? Sunday morning, party's over. Everybody's awake in the pavilion. Don't know about the people in the tents. And I'm going southbound, which is up that hill with a full pack full of resupply. It's about as heavy as I've carried in a long time. I always get a warm place in my heart, warm feeling in my heart when I come across these patriotic monuments. Every single person I've met, talked with, encountered in Fort Clinton has been friendly. Every single one, they go out of their way, they come over and say, "Hi, how's your hike going?" And there's 2 of the guys there, they just stopped and talked. No reason, just how's your hike going, and talking. And the trail actually goes down between those 2, I'm sure they got a name, but the 2 brick things besides the road, it goes down this way, down towards the railroad. Absolutely beautiful. And oh yeah, there's the climb. Coming into the railroad yard, got a little confused. There's a double blaze here, and when the 2 blazes are just on top of each other, that just kind of means, hey, pay attention, something's going to change. And it can be 20-30 yards before the change. I know I've talked about it being, the top one being offset to the left or the right, but if they're just over each other like that, it's, hey, pay attention. So I'm looking around, where's the next blaze? Yeah, I guess it could go down along the river. That'd be kind of cool, but it just didn't make sense. It's too steep, and we actually want to go up that hill, so it doesn't make sense to turn left. So I'm looking over here, way over there. There's a sign, and it's hard to see here, but there's a little white blaze in the post on that sign. So I'm not sure where I'm supposed to cross over the railroad tracks, but I'm going to head that way, and then I'm going to head this way. All the way to the moon. Well, maybe not that far. A lot of times it's hard to tell how steep something is from just the film or the video version of it. And this is steep. This is going to be a pretty much straight up. Pretty cool though, all the trains. They say the trail provides. Here's a set of the blazes straight over each other that says, hey, watch out, there's a change coming. I wonder what that change could be. And the trail turns to the right. There it is. Eagle Nest Shelter is down a .3 trail. And boy, I'm not planning on staying there. So I don't know if it's worth that .6. What do you think? When you come back up from the Eagle's Nest Shelter, here's your sign. I want to go south. Well, I decided to not take the 3.3 mile trail down to the shelter in the water and then take it back up, add a half mile to my day. I can get water in about 3.5 miles and I should be good. I've got over 2 liters. I sat down right over there, took off my shoes and boots, I guess, and socks, and let my feet dry out a little bit, and scarfed down 4 bars. I think it's about 1,000 calories. So I should be good to go for a while. Hopefully there was some caffeine in there to spur me along too. So I'll see you down the trail. Do you see what I see? All kinds of dead wood hanging in the tree, ready to be harvested and turned into a fire. This one isn't on far out, but it sure would be a nice place to hang out. Several tents here. I bet you get 4 or 5 tents in here, nice and flat and comfy. Of course, all the hammocks you'd ever want. And a fire ring. This is my home for tonight, Black Satara Creek campsite. Look at that. There's even a bench to sit on while I'm making dinner. I may even go around and look in the trees to find dried wood just hanging there, and maybe I'll start a little fire. It's really beautiful here. This is my home for tonight. First thing I do when I get to a prospective campsite is find a flat spot for my tent. I like it to be on a little rise. It can be a little slanted actually. I don't want it in a bowl. And this one's about right. There's a little bit of slant to it. It's not in a bowl. You don't want it in a bowl because if it rains, you don't want to be sitting in a bathtub. So once I find the spot I want, I'll mark it with my backpack. I'll then go throw the bear rope. Now the bear rope is over this way, and you can't see it from here because it's too far away. But it's up, it's a good bear hang. I'll go over later and take a look at it. I throw the bear rope. Then I come back, set up my tent, make dinner, do all the stuff here, blow up my air mattress, spread out my sleeping bag, all that kind of fun stuff. When I'm all done, then I go hang the bear rope and head into bed. Or if the wind stops blowing, I may make a fire tonight. Lots and lots of wood hanging in the trees at eye level. Just walk around and gather the wood without even bothering to bend over. It's pretty good. Here's tonight's bear hang. It's way above where a bear can reach. Not even close to any of the trunks around it. Got it tied off over here. In some video, I'll show you how I actually do that friction knot. That's not tied in a knot, that's just being held in by friction. This is about 150 yards from my tent. And that may be even further than it needs to be, but you know what? I like bears, but not in the middle of the night and not when they're grabbing my food. So they can be over here. So like I said, I'll come over here in the morning, drop down the bear bag, and pack it up and head out. You notice that there's 2 of them. I've got a regular earth sack, which theoretically I could just lay on the ground and a bear can't get into it, but they can destroy your food. They can drool all over it and munch on it. They can't get their reward, but they can still ruin it. That's why I hang it. The lime green yellow bag is a waterproof bag I have. I picked up a resupply in Fort Clinton today, and I have more food than will fit in my earth sack. Actually, you need to hang all of your food, and so the overflow went into the wet or the dry bag. So the bear could get that food if he can bring it down. Hopefully not. I'm hungry. All right, off until tomorrow. Roses, buds, and thorns. So roses today. The climb out of Port Clinton was something people warned me about, and it was okay. It was a climb, and yeah, it was steep, but it wasn't that bad. And I did have a full load of water and a full load of food. I took my time, and it was fine. The temperature today, I don't believe it actually reached 70 degrees, so it's nice and cool, so it wasn't real hot and sweaty and icky and miserable. That's a real positive. A bud, tomorrow I'll hit the 501 shelter, which I've heard about lots and lots of times. And so I don't think I'll order a pizza from there. I got enough food as it is. I need to be eating my food. But there might be other people hanging out there, and it's always fun to hang out and talk with people. For thorns, I'm still not hiking as strong as I would like to. Today was, I think it was my longest for this trip. Not my longest ever, about 14 miles. So I'm real proud of that. But I was hoping that by now I'd be able to push towards 20 or almost 20. So I got a problem with my left ankle. Just walking along, suddenly it'll pop to the outside. I look, and there's not necessarily something that caused it, and so I don't know what's going on, but it does make me a little bit nervous that I could have ankle issues. Both of my Achilles tendons are starting to hurt too. Several years ago, I injured them. A friend of mine, I told him, I'm not 14 anymore, and I was just trying to be, younger than I am. And he says, Bob, you're not 40 anymore. And he was right. I'm a little older. I need to be a little bit more careful with what I'm doing. I'm not a young kid and as resilient. And so my Achilles tendons are hurting. So I'm taking Tylenol and some vitamin I. And that seems to be helping, but I don't want to push it too far. I do not want to have to leave this little short trip because of an injury. So that was today. It was a beautiful day. Met lots of people. Talked with them and chatted, and some of them I just said hi. It was a great, great day. Really enjoyed it. And dinner was great. I had chocolate pudding, instant chocolate pudding. I'll have to tell you how to make that sometime. And Mountain House breakfast skillet. And I let it rehydrate a little bit longer than what it recommended. I don't like the eggs. Freeze-dried eggs, for some reason, I just don't like them. And letting them rehydrate longer than the recipe says seems to help. And it's good. My tummy is full. I'm happy. And I don't know, it's about 6 o'clock at night, so I'm going to put on another layer of clothes, and I might make a fire. I'm just a little concerned with how gusty it is. I don't need to be causing a problem here. All right, so I'll talk to you tomorrow. All right, so this is a little bit big, but it's going to burn down very quickly. It's all little stuff in there. Tinder and kindling, there's very little fuel. You just need a little fire, and it was warm. Oh, it's warming up nicely. I built it the same way as I did the one, my video on the winter fire. I built a raft, put it down over the cold, wet dirt, put little stuff on top of it about the size of a basketball, built a teepee of bigger stuff, and that bigger stuff is now catching, but I've got to let this burn down. It's heating up the ground, drying it out, starting the raft on fire maybe a little bit. Does not need to be any bigger than this. Here's a good flowing water right next to our road. See that sheen on the top of there? That's oil. Don't pull your water from here. This is not a good place. You want something away from roads. Higher up the better. As far away from people as you can get. I'm not taking water from here. I got enough. Wouldn't it be interesting to know history? I've never heard of Fort Detrick Snyder, but apparently it was a big, important fort, and it was here someplace anyway. So maybe somebody does know about it, can tell us. I just finished reading all about Fort Detrick Snyder and turned around to continue on the path straight ahead. Do you see what I see? I saw a white blaze. It's not, it's a blue blaze to the spring. Here's what I totally missed. And apparently, the trail goes that way. I don't see a blaze that direction, but that would make sense. As I'm hiking along, I sometimes stop in and check out the little campsites along the way, just to check them out. Fortunately, it looks like somebody left some garbage in the fire ring for somebody else to clean out. They did, somebody built a little wall. Kind of interesting. I've seen this before. It blocks the wind. See anything else here that looks a little bit unusual? It looks like that whole tree is hanging in air. This is a widowmaker, almost any direction. When that thing decides to let go, who knows where it's gonna go? Okay, it just goes right up in there. All right, so I'm back here again. I went down that trail, and that's where I found the campsite with that wicked widowmaker. It seemed like a whole tree just hanging in air. But there are no white blazes. And after a while, okay, bring out far out, hit the GPS button. It shows me way off the trail, so I knew to come back. Far out is a great app. You go 100 yards and it knows that you're not on the trail. You don't get lost for very long. So I'm back up here at this tree. There's a blue blaze down here. So that's clearly not the AT, that's a blue blaze to the spring. There's a sign here, says spring, and the AT, which I'm on, is changing. Yeah. Guess what? It sneaks off behind the memorial for Fort Detrick Snyder. And there's the white blaze. I should have seen it before. All right, so getting lost is okay. You don't have to worry about that. Everybody does it. So the AT is rerouted here. The old one's closed for environmental issues. Boy, and I'm not sure, but look at all those bushes and branches and logs. I'm gonna bet that was the old AT, and they want to discourage us from going there. I'm discouraged. I'm taking the new way. Here's a better view of the closure. Some heavy-duty logs. Yeah, you're not gonna make it through there. Oh, you might. Don't take it on as a challenge, though. Here's the way to go. Who was Caleb Franz, I wonder? I'll never know. I'm not going to take his trail. This is the way I'm going. Come with me. Well, here's that other end. These are consistent. Both ends are closed. That kind of assumes the middle is closed. Though they did not pick one that had a lot less rocks. There's rocks everywhere. This was actually kind of sweet though, this last little part. But there's lots of rocks. I just met a scout troop from Delaware, and they were out hiking, spending a week on the AT. Great kids, a great program. Oh, there's some more rocks. Okay, I've got to give you more of the story. When you come to these logs across the trail, You're going to think, oh, John's dad told us that when there's logs across it, you shouldn't go that way. Well, no, not in this case. These are for erosion. Notice they're not at 90 degrees to the trail. They're 30 to 45 degrees. And they go over to something like that, which right now that is blocked off, possibly because people thought it was a trail. It looks like a trail, but it isn't. You want to keep going straight. This is lunch today. This is my second one, a tortilla with some organic peanut butter on it. I've got, I don't know, I think it's almond butter for next week. They came in my resupply, but I haven't opened it yet. I'm still working on last week's food. I roll this up into a tortilla kind of shape, and I squeeze the end so it doesn't squirt out peanut butter all over everything. It's a lesson learned from a previous experience. Pretty yummy, full of protein, hopefully lots of energy too. I think it's really funny that Lenny and Larry's thinks that a cookie can be 2 servings. It's only 1 serving. 420 calories in 1 cookie. All right, what do we do now? Here's the white blaze, but there's a tree right there, so therefore the trail must go this way, right? No blazes down there. Oops, sorry for the bump. There it is up there. The trail goes this way. Got to keep your head on your shoulders. I'm not stopping here, but let's evaluate this as a potential camping spot. Nice big fire ring and a bench or a log to sit on. It's basically flat with no bowl, and it is slightly tilted, so any rainwater would flow off. But we could put maybe 4 tents here if you're friendly. Also, there's room in the area for hammocking. How about widowmakers? A couple branches on this tree that look dead, but they've been there for a while. No high risk they'd come down specifically today. That tree that's leaning there, it's a live tree, so it's probably not coming down. This would actually be a really nice place to stay if this is where I was going to stay. I'm feeling really upbeat now. I'll have to tell you about it later when I do my roses, buds, and thorns. This is a view, unrelated, on the Appalachian Trail, unimpeded by power lines. And I don't know if you can see it, but there's some turkey vultures flying around out there. Pretty beautiful. Well, I'm still on a high after meeting Salt from Sweden, and I'll tell you about that in my roses later. I got here, and I think I'm pretty lucky. Another hiker was here and doing water, and it didn't seem to make sense when the 501 is, I don't know, what is it, 0.7 from here. That's the place to get water. Apparently the water is shut off. They're either trying to discourage homeless people or some other rumor, I'm not sure. But my plan, my drinking plan and everything was contingent on there being water at the 501 as advertised. So I had to go down about, a tenth and a half and then a tenth and a half back up to get water. The spring here is flowing really well. That's no problem at all. And there's a little log there to sit on while you're filtering your water. I'm a wimp. I always filter and use chemical tablets. It just makes the water safer, I think. Just be aware if you're going to 501, check to see the exact water status. What is it? Because it makes a big difference. It took me a while, but I finally got here. I believe I actually have a 0.2 or 0.3 hike into the shelter still. I'm gonna go this way. Follow along. I reached the actual 501 shelter. It's quite a hike. They have no water here, but there is electricity over at the caretaker's house. So that's where I'm headed now. Here's the shelter. I'll do some more recording on the inside. There's some other people in there, so I want to be respectful of them too. And it looks pretty nice inside, actually, solid beds, plywood, but I think it's going to be great. And a cool sunroof. So I'll show you later. Well, it's after dinner at the 501 shelter. I'm sitting over by the caretaker's house. Just want to give you my roses, buds, and thorns. My big rose for today. I ran into a woman from Sweden, and I had heard about her. Her trail name is Salt. I heard about her maybe on my second day out here on this section hike that I'm doing. That she had to go home back to Sweden because her 30-day visa or her 90-day visa had expired. She needed to go back and get another one. And so I knew she was coming, at least that she wanted to. I was putting notes in the shelters in Swedish saying greetings to Salt. And so now, as she goes forward, she knows to look for him. So she and I talked for about a half hour in Swedish. I probably have not mentioned I was an exchange student to Sweden back in the 70s, so I learned to speak Swedish and have an affinity for everything Swedish. And so that was a big high. I was hopping down the trail for the afternoon after that. That was a lot of fun. Let's see, for buds, looking forward to making some good miles tomorrow. I am a little bit worried about the rain coming. And so maybe one of my buds is I'm gonna hop over the trail during the rain and drop into Duncannon for a couple days of zeros. I've got a credit card, so I can do that if I want to. Thorns, my feet hurt. I'm not able to go as fast as I'd like to, but I'm gonna build up to that. And what I understand is south of Duncannon, the rocks go away. And so that makes it a little bit easier to hike. Because on a flat trail, I can do over 3 miles an hour. And I'm struggling to do 1 mile an hour on these rocks. Otherwise, it's good. The weather's good. The weather's gonna be good tomorrow. Not too hot. One thing that did happen, I guess it's kind of a thorn. They don't have the water turned on here at the 501 shelter. So I was expecting to get water here at the last minute. Luckily, there was another hiker getting water because the water was turned off here. He told me about it. I was able to go down to the spring, get some water. Real easy place to get water, a nice bench. It's piped, and so even though it ended up being another 0.3 on the day, it was no big deal. And the water tastes good. The guys in the shelter, Sweet Tea is here with his dad, just Jamie, and another guy in the shelter is Good Water. And we're having conversations and sharing. Sweet Tea and his dad, just Jamie, have lived all around the world. And so that's pretty exciting, hearing about the different places they've lived and that kind of thing. And of course, their perspective on current world events. It's just kind of interesting and kind of sad, and I worry about the future for our kids and our grandkids. So that was it for today. See you later, bye. Well, it's Tuesday, and I'm on my way southbound from the 501 shelter. Sorry I wasn't really able to record anything on the inside. It's kind of cool though. Really firm, stable bunks. I throw down my tent footprint under my air mattress so that the air mattress doesn't get caught by nails or splinters or anything like that. Just to protect a little bit. Had a good night's sleep. I forgot to tell you that Rob the Nomad, he's a YouTuber, was also in there. I met him up at Port Clinton, and we've talked several times now. And I just thought this might be a good place to give you a quick update for the morning. I might try for the Roche Gap shelter today. It's a real stretch for me. I'm expecting I'll be camping south of it. I'm sorry, north of the Roche Gap. I don't think I'll make it the whole way. It's almost 18 miles. That'd be on this trip, it'd be a personal best. I just don't want to hurt myself. So, gonna get out here, enjoy this for a couple more minutes myself, and then keep moving. There's several kinds of blazing you can do out here. One of them is silk blazing. And that's when you're the first person on the trail and you pick up all of the spider webs. You can't see them, they're too small, but I can feel them. They're all over my face and my arms, my legs. I'm sure I get spiders crawling on me too. If you see any, send me a message and let me know. Well, let's check out the Fisher Overlook. Is it worth the 50-yard detour? I don't know, maybe it is. So that's facing east for the most part, so you might see a real cool sunrise. Sunset on that side might not be too spectacular, but it could be. Every time I get to a road crossing like this, where there are no cars to be seen or heard, for some reason I think back to Saturday mornings in the cartoons, when Wile E. Coyote would be standing there and then cross the road and get run over. An hour or so ago, I heard some raindrops coming through the trees. So I happened to be sitting right at the Blue Blaze for the William Penn shelter. So I grabbed my stuff, headed down to that nice shelter down there, hung out there for about an hour, checking YouTubes, reading emails, Facebooking, all of that kind of stuff. And I came back up. The trail's been really nice. Just kind of like this, almost all the way back to the 501 shelter. Again, I'm headed southbound. And it's been great. Met a few people. A lot of people actually today compared to other days. Everybody's smiling and everything. This is June 21st, Hike Naked Day. You notice I am not participating. We don't need to see that. After a few miles of really nice trail, the rocks have started again. The people I'm meeting going northbound are not happy about the rocks, but they seem to be a little bit happy when I tell them they'll have some nice trail for a while. Well, if they put up a sign for an overlook, it must be pretty good. Yeah, it was worth a walk over, don't you think? Sometimes I wonder who uses these gravel roads in the middle of nowhere. The trail crosses them and you never see cars on them or four-wheelers. But somebody built them, I wonder why. On the other side of that bridge is my ride to salvation. Just like the old roads you find in the woods, these old bridges are cool. Somebody designed these and built them. They used them for 100 years. And I get to walk over them. If you're going southbound, that's where you come up. If you're going northbound, that's where you go down. And then you cross that cool bridge. skipped ahead from PA 72, Swatara Gap, I think it's called, to Duncannon. I got a shuttle ride from Christy. Great shuttle driver, real reliable, friendly. It was a real joy to ride with her. I've got a change of plans. My hope was to do a continuous hike Delaware Water Gap down to Harris or to Harper's Ferry. The rocks in northern Pennsylvania had just been brutal. My knees, my Achilles tendons, ankles. The heat isn't helping, but I'm having some joint pain that I don't believe is responsible for me to continue. I probably could, but yeah, I'm not 20 years old anymore. Not 14 and not 40 either. So I stopped over here by the train station, thought I'd give you a little update. I'm gonna stay at kind of outdoorsy for 3 nights. I had my first night last night, and they still have some kind of air conditioning issue, so it's a little bit warm and stuffy in there, but they're taking good care of us. There's a whole mess of people. Storm came through today, thunderstorm warnings even for later today and for tomorrow. So there's people flooding in. It's a lot of fun actually to meet everybody. One of the guys I've been talking to a lot is Falcon from Munich, Germany. A nice guy. He's got some scrapes on his shins. He's paid his dues on the way up here. He started down south in Georgia. On Friday, today is Wednesday, on Friday I'm going to get a shuttle with Christy again. She's going to take me down to Carlisle. I'll stay 1 night in the hotel, get back on the trail, and that should give me plenty of time to get down to Pine Grove Furnace State Park, where I can hook up with my friends. I've got 2 nights planned at the Iron Masters mansion there. That should give me some time to do some laundry, take a couple, 2, 3, 4 showers, and so I smell good and fresh for them. Got a whole mess of roses and buds and thorns kind of stacked up, but the biggest rose I got, just to share with you now, about an hour ago, we were sitting inside kind of outdoorsy in the bunk room there. They got a little lounge area. It was raining so hard outside that we couldn't hear each other. And that was the biggest rose, to be sitting inside when it was raining so hard. It is so miserable to be stuck in rain like that. Everything gets wet no matter what kind of rain clothes you've got on, what kind of equipment you've got, covered. Rain covers on your backpack just aren't enough. The rain gets in everywhere. So that was the biggest rose, and bud, of course, is a little recovery on my joints and muscles. I'm going to be skipping a couple of days of really hot temperatures with also thunderstorms forecast, so that's kind of a bud. Thorns is just that, unfortunately I came to this decision. It's just not wise for me to be pushing myself physically more than makes sense. I've got to prove nothing to anybody. I want to be out here and have fun. I want to meet people, enjoy the trail, and when every step I worry about hurting myself further, it's not worth it. So I'm pretty comfortable with my decision. I'm not getting off trail, I'm just kind of hopping forward, and I can always come back and make this up someday if I want. I don't have to though. So anyway, what do you guys think about the rocks in Pennsylvania? Put your comments down below, let me know. But please remember, this is a family-friendly channel. Christy, the shuttle driver, gave me a ride out to the grocery store. It's about 0.7 from downtown. The walk back in is kind of sketchy. The cars pull over and move away, but here's the shoulder you get to walk on. And so if you can get a shuttle ride both ways, that's what I'd recommend. So anyway, I'm going to put this away and watch out for cars. Kind of outdoorsy, has this vending machine outside. Everything a hiker might need. Fuel, nutrition, head net of course, all kinds of food, and your tuna packets and chicken packets. It's a great place to go by even if you don't stay here. I just had breakfast across the street at Goody's. I had a Western omelet again with some coffee. Great service, real friendly. It's a small town diner, just wonderful Americana. If you're from the States, you should visit there to know what the 1950s was like. And if you're from outside the country, go there and find out what the 50s were like. It's just absolutely wonderful, friendly. Everybody talks to everybody, booth to booth. It's just one community. The food was good. Also, kind of outdoorsy, has a coupon, so you can get a free cup of coffee. So you can't beat that. It's just wonderful. A great town here, great American town. Here's the iconic Doyle Hotel. It's world famous on the Appalachian Trail. I will be eating one meal there. I'm not going to stay there. I'm staying at kind of outdoorsy. That's just a hostel, actually. It's just over there. Kind of hard to see. It's right down there. So with the Doyle, problem I've got, I find it very disrespectful to flying an old weathered, tattered, ripped American flag. And that's the only problem I got there. I haven't eaten there yet. I have no judgment on the food. I've never stayed there. But I like healthy, well-maintained American flags. Well, I've got a new shirt on today. The old one is stinking bad enough. I decided to come down by this cool bridge. It's a railroad bridge down by the water. Once in a while a train goes over it, so it's a fully functional bridge. So it's maybe my third night, so a double zero in a row at the kind of outdoorsy. And it's been really fun watching the people come and go, and having dinner with them or lunch, or meeting them for breakfast over at Goody's. Just a great group of people here, and if you do get a chance, if you need a zero, this is a great place to do it. There's a church, and I don't know the name, but there's a church that lets you sleep on the floor for free, and so maybe that's a better deal than the $30 at kind of outdoorsy. Yeah, I'm retired. I don't necessarily have the same budget as a person right out of college or in between jobs, and so I kind of like having that nice warm shower. The resupply right there in the store next door, right as part of it. It's also a laundromat half a block away. So it's all pretty good. And the people here have just been wonderful. Everybody has been friendly. And so, come into Duncannon, take a zero, enjoy the town. It's definitely worth it, just very beautiful. This is the lounge. Kind of outdoorsy. Got some chairs and couches, real comfortable. And on the wall, everybody signs in. And I looked around, and I've actually found several names I recognize that people I'm pretty sure I've met already, either that or follow them on YouTube. One big, long, thin community. on your way into Duncannon from the south, you'll come past the Sunoco, which has actually, I don't know, an acceptable resupply inside. Not everything you'd ever want, but definitely some of the stuff. And this is on the way out of town if you're southbound. Good morning. I'm leaving the Quality Inn here in Carlisle. Had a nice night. Breakfast wasn't super fancy, you know, but it was included in the rate, 60 bucks. Not too bad. Room was clean as far as I could tell. I did some laundry in the sink, and man, did a lot of dirt come out of my socks, and my shorts and shirt. So it's kind of nice to be wearing clean clothes today. That'll last an hour or so maybe. Little bridge there where the double bottom truck is just starting to go under by the red lights. Let's see if I can zoom in. That bridge there, that's the Appalachian Trail. Doesn't look like much from here, but that's where I'm headed. I'll go down. Since I'm heading southbound, I go down, and I understand there's a Blue Blaze Trail just before it that goes out to the left, and I'll go walking over. See up the trail. As I'm crossing here, I see the no pedestrian signs, and they're all on all four corners. So I'm not sure how we were supposed to get to the trail unless we violate one of those signs. So I'm going to do it. As much as I don't like the green tunnel, we're now moving into some field walking, which puts us out in the sun. So I'm glad I'm hitting this in the morning. It's about 65 degrees, maybe 15 Celsius. So it won't be real too bad. It's real humid today, and that's not really fun. Pretty corn though. After all the rocks in northern Pennsylvania, I find myself surprised that I come to a road and I say, oh good, some road walking. The trail from Carlisle down to here, I don't think I've gone a mile, has been really nice. Very few rocks, and you know, the rocks you can step around, and they're not hurting your ankles, that kind of stuff. But I get here and I say, okay, which way do I go? Because look, the road does a curve here. And you can look and zoom in if you want, but I'm not seeing any white blazes from here. That's okay. Then what you do is you just, take a walk one way and see what you come up with. Maybe something comes up. You can always come back. You can always look back. And look at that. There is a white blaze on this tree. And note that it favors this direction. So if someone's coming northbound, I'm going southbound, they're coming northbound, the blaze is written on the tree, so it favors them. So half of looking at blazes is looking backwards. So my guess is it'll go this way, so I'll head that way for a while. If I see a blaze, great. If not, down there where the sun is shining again, I'll stop and check far out. That's far enough for far out to tell me that I'm off trail. So you can't get lost out here. Ooh, look what I just saw. Ooh. Let's see if I can bring it in for you. Oh, look at that. Do you see it? It's a clue, a clue. The trail just crosses this road. It doesn't follow it. So I don't get my road walk after all. Well, I got a few miles in today south of Carlisle, heading towards Boiling Springs. I had a guy tell me a little bit ago there's pint ice cream at the gas station, so I got myself a goal for today. Alec Kennedy Shelter, maybe further. I'm not in a big rush, though. I got to be to Pine Grove Furnace State Park by Saturday, and today is Saturday. So I've got a whole week to do 3 days of backpacking maybe. I'm going to kind of take it easy. I'm going to eat that ice cream. The nature of the trail is totally different here compared to north of Port Clinton, especially north of Lehigh Gap. Very few rocks, once in a while a root. It is a green tunnel, no exposed areas. The views don't tend to be of valleys, they tend to be of farmland. Still beautiful though. It's real hot and humid today, for sure 80, probably on both, 80 degrees and 80% humidity. But it's great, having fun, meeting lots of northbounders. On your way through Boiling Springs, don't forget to soak your toes in the little creek. Visit the ACT building, which on Saturdays is closed, by the way. But their picnic tables work just fine. There's a couple electrical outlets and they got water around back. And you don't have to treat it or filter it. It's pretty cool. What a cute little park. There's a gazebo you can kind of barely see there. Nice little place to hang out for a while.
I would maybe rather have my own meal in the morning with my team next time. Let's go.
Here's the backpacker campground near Boiling Springs. I thought it was just going to be an open field, but it's actually a grove of trees. It's real nice. There's really plenty of tenting space, and it's pretty much flat, so it's pretty good. Some hammocks here too. I want to show off my bear hang. Plenty of distance down from the limb, away from the tree, and there are no bears that tall. Following the line back, I've got it tied off over here. Again, that's a friction knot, and I'll put together a short video at some point just showing you how I do that. In the summer, maybe it's not such a big deal, but in the winter, rain, snows, temperature drops below freezing, in the morning you can't untie it. And so it's a real good way to hang that you should know. All right, there's my home for tonight. I'm in the orange tent and among all the rest of them. Want to go over roses, buds, and thorns. Roses, the trail today from Carlisle down to Boiling Springs is absolutely beautiful. For the most part, flat, you know, not flat like with a ruler and exactly flat. A few ups and downs here and there, nothing real strenuous, and no rocks, no roots. Again, yeah, okay, there were some. Maybe there was 10 yards of a rock scramble, but not more than that. Some of the trail did go besides, go along a field, and for the most part I was there in the shade, so it was okay. Buds, I'm looking for a short day tomorrow. A couple, maybe 4 miles or so up to the next shelter, going southbound. And then that's the only bud. Other roses. Met a whole mess of people today. Streamline, Drummer Girl, Lucky, Middleman, several others as well. We had a lot of time just sitting talking, eating food. Also, Cousin It, just having a blast here in Boiling Springs. A nice town. Got some good ice cream, yummy. So the bud is a short day tomorrow. Thorn, the humidity's really high, and that's just uncomfortable. It's kind of hard to get a good night's sleep if you're all sticky. So I'll give myself a baby wipe bath tonight to kind of cool off and clean off whatever sticky, yucky mess I got on me. But otherwise, it's been a great day, having a good time. Weather's a little warm, you know, but it's been a good day, real good day. So see you later, bye. Good morning, Sunday morning, beautiful blue skies. A little hazy May up there, but visibility's unlimited. Just packed up. I'm heading out of the backpackers camp here at Boiling Spring. I had some oatmeal for breakfast. I make my own with some nuts and brown sugar, and it tastes pretty good. A lot of energy in there. Talked with people, you know, sitting around the table. They got a picnic table in here. There's probably 15 tents in there last night. Some hammocks. And so today I'm going to head out. Just going to go to Alec Kennedy's shelter. It's maybe 3-4 miles from here. Big storm coming in about 4 p.m. Going to last all night long. I'm just thinking first at the shelter gets a spot. And I'll pick my spot, and I'll deal with the mice and the snakes if they happen to be there. One thing interesting, I learned about Boiling Springs last night. I was expecting, you know, they got some kind of mud spas or some kind of, what's the word? The hot boiling water that I find at Yellowstone or other places like that where the surface of the earth is thin and the mantle is boiling the water. A better name for boiling springs would be bubbling springs. And they've got a couple places where the water is bubbling up. Beautiful, beautiful little duck pond. I showed you that yesterday. And in there you can see where the bubbling spring is. It's really cool. There's definitely a strong economic force here in Boiling Spring. Some beautiful homes, beautifully manicured garden or park. So it's a nice place. Stop here to visit. I hear, but didn't find out for sure, that they have ice cream at the gas station. I never actually made it that far. So I'll see you up the trail. Climbing up here to the Alec Kennedy shelter, we find that the Cumberland Valley Appalachian Trail Club has been maintaining the wonderful trail that we've been on. It's really nice, easy to walk. They can get rid of some of the hills, but I know that takes a lot of effort. So sure appreciate it. And boy, here's another club that we're indebted to, the Mountain Club of Maryland. But I'm only confused now. I'm in Pennsylvania. So I don't get it, but that's okay. I think we still should be appreciative for all the work they do. If you look at some of these rocks, they're not accidentally here. Somebody picked them up or dragged them and moved them so that they would be there. They did a lot of hard work to make these trails nice. We're here, we'll follow the blue blaze to the left. Going north from here, the next legal camping is at Darlington Shelter, except for the backpacking campground that I stayed at just south of Boiling Spring. So that's a long way. That's only 4 miles from here, so that's what, 14 miles from that backpacking campground up to Darlington Shelter. There is some water along the way though. And the trail blue blazes up this way. I don't see any water running over here, but it's supposed to be the spring, so I'll keep looking. Well, I got here, about 24 hours ago almost, and maybe 20. Hung out here and I was all alone all afternoon at the Alec Kennedy shelter, and suddenly, boom, 5 other people showed up and spent the evening talking with them. Huckleberry, Gumby, a crock of shit, sorry, but that's his name. And somebody from Fairmore or something like that. I didn't recognize the reference and everybody else did. It's from Middle Earth somehow. Yeah, and so a couple other people showed up this morning, Rained. I didn't get wet at all. So one nice thing about the Alec Kennedy shelter is the outhouse. It is super cool. Save up if you're headed this way. Save up and come here. Don't go to any of the other privies or dig a hole. This is the one to come to. Well, it's Monday morning. Actually, it's Monday afternoon. I hung out here at the Alec Kennedy shelter, letting the rain go past. The forecast now is that it's going to be sunny for the rest of the day, partly sunny or sunny. So I don't have to hike in the rain. I've got 4 miles a day. I have to hike at least that much to get to Pine Grove Furnace State Forest, to the Iron Master's mansion by Thursday, and today's Monday, so I can do that. Had a great day yesterday. Roses, buds, and thorns. Wow, a lot of roses. I got here real easily. I wasn't alone in the shelter. It was really nice. Friendly people that came in. One old guy, Huckleberry, old guy, like, I think he's a little older than I am. And then some young kids, 20s, 30s, low 30s, if that even. And we talked and, kind of fun and casual. And that's kind of what I was looking for. I did only have to get up one time in the middle of the night, and that's good. It does mean I'm drinking enough water. A lot of times when I'm out on excursions like this, I don't get up at night, which means I'm not drinking enough water during the day. And that's a problem. So I've been trying to up my water intake, even if I'm not thirsty. So for Roses, a real nice place, nice shelter, nice privy. Buds, I'm looking forward to Thursday, getting down to Iron Masters where I could take a shower, sleep in a real bed, take another shower maybe, a couple more showers, sleep in another bed. And then Saturday, that's when my friends from Ohio show up, and we start heading south, south towards Harper's Ferry. So I got some buds going on there. Thorns. The rain was kind of miserable on the poor people last night. They came in sopping wet. I stayed dry. Of course, I was here long before the storms hit, but they came in wet and cold. So that's kind of a thorn. I didn't have a thorn other than that yesterday. Just want them to have a good time. I was having a good time, and I guess they were too. They were laughing and having fun, even though they were sopping wet and complaining about the rain. A couple other people showed up here and there too. One guy had fallen and just on the trail, a blue blaze out here to the shelter, fallen and cut his hand. He was coming for the privy. He was brown blazing. So that's about it. Thorns, the rain for other people. Yeah, so I'm looking forward to it. My goal today is a campsite near a little bridge going over some water, 4.3 further south from here. So that's my goal. We'll see what happens. I got lots of options for camping before then. It is 12:30 p.m. in the afternoon, so yeah, I've got until 7 o'clock to actually pick a place to stay. I like to have enough light to throw the bear bag. So I am expecting too that Rob the Nomad will catch me. He's faster than I am in hiking further, and so I'm expecting for him to show up someplace behind me. He'll come up. Well, see you down the trail. See you later, bye. As I was leaving the Alec Kennedy shelter, I followed the blue blaze down towards the spring. They have a map posted there that shows that just before the spring, and the spring is right there in the middle. You can see some lighter weight dirt and wood maybe. There's a trail right there. That trail off to the right heads to the AT south. It's not the official blue blaze to the shelter, but it's an interesting alternative. And the worst thing I got to do, let's say it all falls apart and I get lost, I just come on back to the shelter. So that's the way I'm going to go. This is where the spring is, or this creek is. I'll just show you this for fun. And you say, hold it, this isn't a creek. Hey, John's dad, where's the creek? Well, there's nothing here. But if you go over, follow those ferns, there's actually a little trail that follows along the creek, and you go down 20, 30 yards at most, there's a little pond of water that's coming from this creek somehow. And you get the water out of there. It's easy to scoop. There isn't a good place to treat it like a faucet and fill it up, but there's clean water. It's really good, and nobody's gotten sick so far that I know of. So just a little bit ago, I headed west on the little trail that went past the creek that's the water source for Alec Kennedy. And I'm still on that trail. I haven't hit the Appalachian Trail yet. And look at this perfect campsite. And it appears that just beyond the campsite is water. And so this could be a really nice place to set up. There's an orange blaze, so you can follow it. The only thing I would be concerned about here would be the potential of flash floods. I don't know that there are risks in this area. I just know that a campsite low down by a creek, and the creek is coming from that direction. If it flows down this way, that water's coming straight across. So if this is a place that's bad for flash floods, then don't stay here. I just can't tell you one way or the other. Beautiful site though, man. And here's where we're going next. Not even 100 yards down this trail. This is the one I'm on. Not even 100 yards from that pretty campsite. There you go. You all recognize the white blaze for the Appalachian Trail. Now I know that I want to go south, and that's this way. And there is water here too. Just perfect for picking up if you're approaching from the south to Alec Kennedy. This would be a great place to get water. Or if you're just leaving Alec Kennedy, this is another great place. Actually, it's the same great place. So the hike today includes an up with a little bit of a down, some more up, and then more of a down. I cross a road, and that'll be halfway to my proposed camping site. So we'll see how we're doing. No rush. The trail south of the Alec Kennedy shelter is just rich with camping spots. I haven't showed you all of them. I want to show you this one. Kind of hard to see elevation and slant on a video. This is a perfect spot. You can kind of see that the earth goes down around it. That spot over here looks so perfect, but it isn't. It's a bowl. If it rains here, water is going to run that direction. Even if this isn't exactly level, or maybe there's some bumps in it, this is definitely a preferred spot. And you still get the same fire ring and the same benches, we'll call them. I think this is the rock maze everyone was talking about last night at Alec Kennedy Shelter. It sure looks like it. They talked about arrows and blazes, and so many they actually got confused. So we'll see what happens to me. I think they borrowed some of these rocks from northern Pennsylvania. Yeah, I know, we should have had a couple blazes, the top one offset to the right, but sometimes they paint an arrow. There's the next blaze over there. I came to this just as Twinkle Toes was coming the other way, and she came across with no problem, but she's 2/3 my age. And I decided to take off my backpack and step here and then step down, a couple big steps without the backpack, and then just pulled it back. Left the poles there for a sense of perspective. This was challenging. I sure wouldn't have wanted to jump down this. Very beautiful though. How many thousands of years have these rocks been here? Heading southbound, you come up this trail, and on your right, man, it can't be any more beautiful than this. Place to put a tent, a couple tents, hang your hammocks. Oh, what a beautiful place to stay. Up on a knob. Ah, I can feel the breeze blowing. You probably can't feel it, but maybe you can hear it. Oh, coming down here. There's a switchback, it goes off that way. And you can see the white blaze down there. it does another switchback. Now, you can actually see, I can anyway, people have been cutting the switchback. This is not a good idea. It's bad for the trail. They do the switchbacks for a couple reasons. One is to make it an easier trail for us to hike. We don't want to go straight up a hill. Going back and forth at a 5 to 8 degree grade is really optimal. It also is for erosion. So when the people cut the switchback like that, they're causing erosion, which will wreck both the trail on the top and the trail on the bottom. And it'll have impacts downhill as well, impacts uphill. So don't cut switchbacks. Don't be that person, I think is the phrase, right? Just came from there. There's a big change. Suddenly, I could smell pine trees. Absolutely Christmas kind of smell, just wonderful. If you've been following my earlier videos, you'll know that laying logs across the trail are a signal that says, do not come this way. I'm really not sure how to interpret this. There's a whole freaking tree over the trail. I'm thinking it really means go around the tree. I'm not going over or under, that's for sure. Usually walking around some kind of a blockage like that, 5 yards, 10 yards, something like that. Look how big this tree is. Pretty violent split there as it broke off. So I'm going to keep going and see if I can figure it out. I could get water here. Looks pretty easy to get out there. But there's supposed to be water at the next campsite as well. And then I'll slip having to carry that water so long. Very pretty little area down here. Room for maybe 4 tents. Some hammocks, of course. I'm looking for the Roadrunner. I think it's clear to go across. All right, quiz time. This is the campsite selected at the top of the hill, recommended on Far Out. It's informal, it's not like a designated campsite by somebody. So, checking first, are there any places that are appropriate for a tent? And there really is. Behind these couple of rocks here, that's kind of flat, not a problem. It's not in a bowl. We don't have to worry about a flash flood here. Trust me, if we have a flash flood here, we got other issues, really big issues. We're at the top of the hill. I think it was 1,100 feet, something like that. So if we have a flash flood that comes up that high, well, you won't be seeing this video probably. So what else do we look for? Quiz time. All right, I know you got it. We're looking for widowmakers. All of these trees appear to be green and living. There's one over there that looks like it might be dead, but that's not a real threat over this way. So what do you think? Should we set up here or keep looking? All right, like I told you before, what I do is I first find a good place for the tent. And just as full confession, these little rocks that are usually easy to move appear to be attached to the bedrock. So I need to find a place slightly better or position the tent exactly perfect between these rocks that I just can't kick out, can't pull out. But remember, the first thing I did was I find a place for the tent. The second thing I do is hang the bear rope, because I can put up the tent and I can cook and everything in the dark. But it's nearly impossible to throw a bear rope in the dark. So this gives me the opportunity to show you how to tie this friction knot. And so let's see if I can do it here. Oops, sorry, you got to see my thumb. Or is that my finger? I don't know. All right, so let's pretend the the bear bag is on the bear rope. I couldn't do this with one hand if there was really 20 pounds of food sitting on the other end. So you got the bear bag at the altitude that you want it at. Bring the rope around and you go under, do not overlap. All right, now you start overlapping. And I realize this is goofy, but I got one hand to do something I usually do two with. Get some overlapping. And one more, and that's it. Depends on how much rope you have, how much overlap you do. All right, now you take the rest of this rope, wrap it up, and you can't see what I'm doing, but I'll show you at the end. I took that extra rope and I just stuck it under here. So the weight of the bag, bear bag, pulls against this rope. It's all friction. In the morning, you pull that out and the bear bag falls. So you do want to hang on to it so it doesn't fall. But that's the secret to this. That's how you create that friction knot. It keeps it up there. You don't even have to do the pinching the extra rope in here. A friend of mine just lets it hang over, and I'm a little bit less conservative, or more conservative. I do want to just stick it in behind here, and then it works, and you can get out. Even if it freezes, you can just pull it out. All right, so now I got to figure out the best place for the tent. All the good places I was looking at had little rocks that I couldn't move. So I'll show you what I end up with. All right, I found my spot. Right here, it's kind of a pointy rock. I'm going to put that in my vestibule. There's a rounded rock right in here. That's okay, that can go underneath. I just won't put my air mattress on top of it. And there's another pointy rock right over here. And that'll be in my vestibule. You know, just situate the tent right in there, and right where the sun is going to shine right now. Won't shine there in the morning, but it'll shine there now. And that's where I'm going to put the tent. And there's enough rocks around here. I may be glad that I have a self-standing tent. I don't know if I'll be able to put stakes in everywhere. So I'll show you the aftermath when I get done. All right, I've got my tent set up. So you can tell that I didn't put the tent where I said I was going to. I decided with this bench here, that actually functions better as a kitchen than as a bedroom. I took my footprint out and experimented in different places, and I found a perfect place. The footprint fits just between all of the rocks that I want to avoid. And this is really where I wanted it before anyway. It's on a nice slant. And the original one, it's not a real bowl, but it's a little bit of a bowl. Kind of hard to see from here, of course. So I also wanted to let you know, I found my tent spot, hung the bear rope, but not the bear bag. I set up the tent, then I pull out the air mattress and inflate it, and I pull out my sleeping bag and give it a really good shaking. It's important, especially for the down sleeping bags. But I do it for all of them anyway, just to get the insulation to loft up again. Now I do the air mattress right away because as the temperature cools, the pressure goes down inside the air mattress, which makes it the perfect density for me. If I fully blow it up, it's too hard, but if I fully blow it up and let it wait a few hours to cool to the air temperature, I sleep really good. So I got my pile of a mess over here. I'll hang my bear bag in a little bit. I'll pull out dinner and make that. The backpack and everything goes into the tent. And I won't be making a fire over there tonight. That is too close to my tent. And this is an unofficial place as well. There should be a formal fire ring for me to actually build a fire. If you hold your hands out, your fingers out under the sun, every finger is worth 15 minutes. So this means that the sun is going to set in, an hour and 30 minutes, something like that approximately. And I verified before I turned the phone on to record, and that's exactly right, within just a few minutes. The sun will set in an hour and a half. So what's that tell me? I need to have dinner ready and eaten and cleaned up and consumed, and the bear bag hung. The rope is over there. I showed you that earlier, but I have to have the bear bag hung in an hour and a half. I can do If I had much less time, I might have to arrange my priorities. But so far, I'm good to go. Got the tent set up. My welcome mat is out. And life is good. The kitchen is waiting for me to come over and start cooking. Well, dinner's over. I set it up in the kitchen and boiled some water. I had instant potatoes with shelf-stable pepperoni slices. It was kind of not satisfying. It was real salty. I didn't add any salt. I did have to add more water because the instant potatoes became kind of glumpy. They're clumpy. See if I can show you here. I was talking to you about what a wonderful, wonderful bench this was. I sat on it and it rolled over and dumped me on the ground. So that didn't work out so well for dinner. I did cleaned up dinner, put the stove away. Picked out one thing I do then at the end of the day, before I hang the bear bag, is I pick out what I'm going to eat for breakfast and snacks. So I've got a couple bars, and for those of you who follow my channel, you know what this is, and that's one of my favorites. Be a great snack in the morning. Roses, buds, and thorns. Roses. Great weather again today, except for the morning where it rained. I left Alec Kennedy shelter about noon. A couple hours earlier, my shelter mates left. It wasn't raining until about 30 seconds after they left, and the skies opened up. And I know they got drenched. They kept hiking though. They were all wet when they came into the shelter last night, and they left fully wet this morning. Clothes, of course, never had a chance to dry. So my rose on that was that I didn't get wet. I did leave at noon, a little after, maybe a few minutes. Found a nice campsite here, and I showed you that. Through the hike today, I came through a rock maze, some people called it, and they said it was like a little Mahoosuc notch, and maybe it is, I'm not sure. I got to one point though, I was a little unsure with what to do, and coming the other way was Twinkle Toes, and I saw what she did, and I just didn't feel safe doing that. But she hung around, and I took my pack off and did a little bit of rock scramble without the pack on, and drug the pack after me, and that worked out real well. I just know that there's a high risk of falling, and who wants to fall? I certainly don't. So buds, it's a real possibility I'll get to Pine Grove Heritage State Park tomorrow. If not, there's plenty of camping opportunities along the way. And so that's a big bud. And not until Saturday that my friends show up. So I'll have a few days off, let my knees and ankles recover, and practice for the half-gallon challenge. Wonder how much practice I need to do every day. Thorns, boy, I don't know. I don't know that I have any thorns. Life is good. I'm having fun. Met lots of people today. I sure don't have anything to complain about. Oh, except for the instant potatoes and pepperoni. That recipe is off my list. It's not coming again. I got to figure something else to do. I do like instant potatoes with shredded chicken and pouches of chicken or pouches of tuna. I do like that. And so instant potatoes aren't off my list. It's just the instant potatoes and the shelf-stable pepperoni. So I do think that it's very possible in the next day or so, Rob the Nomad will catch up to me. He hikes a lot faster than I do, but I kind of skipped ahead. And I don't think it'll take him long to make up those miles. All right. So I think that's it for today. See you later. Bye. Good morning. Boy, did I sleep good last night. Probably first time ever I slept with the rainfly on, but the doors unzipped and then tucked up under the rainfly. So I was actually getting a good nice breeze all night. I slept really good. I did not get up with the first alarm. I got up with the second one just before it. I had changed up. I know I was going to have a couple bars and my fruit leather for breakfast, and sometime during the night I decided to have Pop-Tarts. So maybe that's what has made today so great, starting out with sugar. And so I've been hiking along, met lots of people already. It's before 7:30 a.m. in the morning. Just met a hiker named Free. He started in Key West, Florida, and he's going to Canada. I can't believe that. That is just awesome. He did do the Florida Trail and confirmed that some of it is underwater, up to your chest, underwater, not just kind of flooded so your socks get wet. And he told me too that the bears and the alligators are habituated to people. And so that's a little freaky too. But otherwise, my day is going great. It's probably, I don't know, 60, 65 degrees, about maybe 15 Celsius. Just a beautiful morning. The sun is coming out, shining through the trees. Just absolutely beautiful. And the trail is wonderful. A few roots and rocks, fine, but that's what you get. Not a big deal. I just wanted to start, let you know how good my day is starting out, how good I'm feeling. There's a chance in less than 2 miles that I'll get to have some Diet Mountain Dew. And that's like being home again. Get up in the morning, have a Diet Mountain Dew, and then turn on the Keurig to make some coffee. But kickstart the day with that Diet Mountain Dew. Came across this. I know that if you've been following my channel, you wouldn't be tricked. It sure looks like the trail goes straight, doesn't it? But look, there's some logs across here. Let's see if I can point. How am I doing? There's a log here, a log here, another log back there. But boy, it looks like it's a trail, and the leaves are even crunched up. People have walked there. So if you're looking for crunched up leaves as one of your signs to follow, which I do quite a bit, if I'm not sure where the crunched leaves, that means other people went there. If you're doing that, you could easily be tricked into this. Here you go. There's the trail. 2 blazes to let you know. Oh, I just popped out of the woods here. Right over there, you maybe see some white blazes. Talked to a total hot mess for a little bit. She got a name from the excitement and enjoyment that Georgia is. And what I'm going to do is, follow that car up about 0.2 to the Green Mountain whatever store, where apparently in off season you can get your ice cream for the half-gallon challenge. That's not the official place. But the rumor is that they also have Diet Mountain Dew. And I think 0.2 off the trail for some Diet Mountain Dew would be good. I'll come back right over there. And that's where the blazes are. The trail goes off into the woods. So I'm going to be back there in just a bit. Shouldn't the sign really say caution highway crossing, watch for fast moving roadrunners? Maybe they do this on purpose. They put the Green Mountain General Merchandise store on the other side of the road. I think they got something going with the roadrunner. Got to be careful here. You don't want to have a rundown feeling. I haven't gone inside yet, but they have a vending machine. They carry Pepsi products. Diet Mountain Dew is a Pepsi product. Ooh, yeah, I don't like the regular Mountain Dew. It's so sweet for me. Don't like it in bottles or cans. Ooh. So all I gotta do is get together enough dollar bills, and I can have myself a Diet Mountain Dew. Inside the Green Mountain General Store, you got everything you ever might want. I have not verified to have Diet Mountain Dew, but I'm going to. Frozen food, milk, eggs. Eggs will last a long time, actually. Kind of surprising. Meat, and they also sell seafood. So, want some seafood? You're good to go. There is a back entrance to the Green Mountain General Store, and saw some other hikers using that, so that's where I'm headed out now, going the back way. Had a real enjoyable, I don't know, half hour or more. Had a breakfast sandwich, had cheese on it and bacon and egg, and yeah, it was good. Had 2 Diet Mountain Dews, so I'm good for a while. And I talked to them about what they do to add sugar to their diet, because I think that's where I'm lacking. I've got my carbs and proteins dialed in, but not my sugars. I don't have that get up and go energy, and it turns out it's candy, so I sacrificed and I bought some peanut M&Ms. It'll keep me going for a while. So it's a real nice place. Here's the back side of it over there. Oops, over this way. So yeah, check it out. The people inside were real nice, real friendly. That's a nice thing out here. You meet a lot of nice people. If I was a purist, I'd head back down by the intersection where those vehicles are and rejoin the trail, but luckily I'm not, and I'm going to join here at Hunter's Run Trailhead Parking, just over this way. Through the bushes. I'll be back on trail. One thing a lot of people don't know is that quite often, not all the time, but for sure, it's not unusual that the roadrunner also drove a train. Got to be careful at the train crossings. Well, I said before, my day started out just wonderful, feeling really good. And then on top of that, I got to have some Diet Mountain Dew, picked up some peanut M&Ms, and look at this trail. This is glorious. You can't tell, but it's a slight upgrade, but still really beautiful. It's about 69, 70 degrees, 20 degrees maybe, 18 degrees Celsius. No real breeze, but it's cool enough you don't need it. Just wonderful. Got a little over 6 miles, if I recall correctly, into Pine Grove Furnace State Park. And I think that'll be my goal for today. I might decide to stop early. I got no rush, don't have to actually be there for several days. And I'm just delaying and taking long breaks to try to chew up the time. So that's what happens when you're ahead of schedule. Just beautiful trail. What a beautiful trail today. Continues straight forever. I didn't trick you. Changes direction here. Yeah, it's enjoyable to stop and talk to people making water. They're heading all northbound, of course. I'm the exception. These little water spots are so cool. Oh no, someone blocked the trail with all those logs. I guess we'll have to climb over them to get to the trail. Or maybe not. Yeah, there's some features of the trail I look forward to, and there's some that I dread. This first one, no problem, I could step over that. The next one, I can't step over that, which means I have to go under it, and my pack has to go under it. And it isn't just a quick go under, it's not a rope where you go under it and you come back up. You gotta go under it, move 2 or 3 feet, and then come up. This is real tough. I know, stay on the trail, except, well, so many other people have gone around. I guess I'm going to as well. I want to take a detour to the pole steeple. It's off to the right, in my direction, off to the left if you're northbound. If I had been a victim of rain for the last couple of days, I would bring all my stuff out and lay it right there in the sun. It's going to dry 10-15 minutes, be perfectly dry. Luckily, I'm not a victim of the rain. I'm going to move on. I know I've showed you lots of places where trail maintainers have placed logs and that kind of thing across a trail so that you don't go that way. Sometimes they actually build big, huge metal gates. In this case, though, this is to keep vehicles out, but it still lets us go through. I told my shuttle driver that on this trip, if I had the opportunity to swim, I was going to go in the water. I really don't want to, but it wouldn't be bad to kind of get the grease and the stink and the smell and everything else off of me. So I might do it. Have to think about it. Well, I made it to Pine Grove Furnace State Park. 11, 12 miles, something like that. A little bit in the sunshine at the end, but easy flat trail. I did not eat a half gallon of ice cream. I did finish off a pint. It was pretty good. I came back just now and had a bacon cheeseburger and some fries. Very good. Of course, the Diet Pepsi go with it. The general store is right next to the mansion. You just follow the worn path up to the mansion. It's a self-service check-in, that kind of thing, pretty informal. And so far, the people I've met, real nice. I've been real happy. A lot of nice people. Eagle Scout's sharing the bunk bed with me. He's in the other bunk. Yeah, so pretty much that's the roses for today. Got here, had fun. Bud, of course, is Saturday when everybody else shows up. I'm looking forward to relaxing too. Just kind of sitting on the porch of the mansion. You can't really see it from here. And just looking out over the mountains and enjoying it. Maybe listening to my audiobook some more. And in terms of thorns, the only one really, I wish I was a stronger hiker. I'm not hiking as good as I'd like to. And I'm feeling some pain in my feet and ankles and knees. And, that's just part of getting old probably. And so, otherwise, things are going real well. Real happy. I'll be here for a total of 4 nights. And so I probably won't video a lot. Just hanging out and enjoy it and spending time with people. So I'll talk to you later. Furnace State Park. I actually stayed here 4 days at the Iron Masters Mansion, 2 days in the dorms, and 2 days I camped out here. Last night, I got to tell you, it got a little bit cold, and I had to get up and put an extra blanket on. The air conditioner was a little bit too chilly, and at least that's what I told the guys who complained about how hot and humid it was in the dorm last night. I didn't really need to put on the blanket. So for my stay here, get some roses, buds, and thorns, kind of wrap it up. Now roses, the first day I was here, I met a mom and her daughter, 8-year-old little girl, trail name of Mushroom. Her mom is Citrus. And we actually spent several hours every day sitting over by the grocery store and played tic-tac-toe and word search, and we played hide and go seek. All kinds of stuff that, you know, grandpas like to do with grandkids. And my grandkids aren't here, so I'll pick anybody's grandkids. And we just had a blast. I ate a lot of ice cream. I did succeed in completing the half-gallon challenge. It did take me 4 pints over 4 days, but I count that. I'll just take that, maybe the longest record rather than the shortest record. The food over at that grocery store is real good. Weather has been hot, but really nice while I've been here, and so it's been kind of nice that way. Kind of really wish I would have been hiking rather than waiting. My big bud is at later today. My hiking buddies and friends from back home, they'll be showing up today with my resupply for the first few days, and we'll get hiking and head south from Pine Grove Furnace State Park. I'm only going to go maybe 4 miles today, and I don't know, on average 10 or so until we reach Harper's Ferry. And I'm looking forward to it. I mentioned before, we do this hike every summer. Since I'm retired, I decided to add on this section between Delaware Water Gap and Pine Grove Furnace State Park. When they retire, they can join me on the longer stretches. I did look back and calculate that I skipped about 50 miles between Swatara Gap and Carlisle. I took 2 shuttles, ended up spending a couple days in Duncannon, which was really good. My knees, ankles, joints, everything, it was all hurting. It even, after I got to Duncannon, just from, I think, from the exhaustion and how wore out I was, I ended up getting nosebleeds, which they do happen for me. I do get nosebleeds sometimes, but these were just spontaneous. I clearly was under stress. So looking back, it was a good call to get off and take a couple of zeros. So thorns, I'm not really sure. The weather for the next week is 4 or 5 days of rain and maybe 3 days of not rain. And so that's kind of a thorn, but that's maybe a negative bud rather than a thorn. Well, I was here, Rob the Nomad, he has his own channel, check it out. He's been here as well, and so we spent a lot of time talking, and that's about it, you know, hanging out, talking to other people. I do find it's maybe 10% of the people that I meet out here, 10-15%, are somehow currently involved with Scouts or have been in Scouts. A lot of Eagle Scouts, and I just think that's fantastic. The BSA Scouting program is really a good one, and it teaches our kids to grow up and be ethical and moral leaders, and so I'm sure I'm proud of everything that our troopers accomplished and Scouts BSA in general has accomplished. So my plans for today, I'm going to go buy some very heavy Velveeta cheese cream spread stuff. It's in a little packet with jalapeno flavoring, and I'm going to add that to my Insta potatoes and maybe tuna or chicken, and that'll give a nice flavor. I'm getting a little bit tired of the Insta potatoes. I've only got a week left of it, and I figured the 2 or 3 of the dinners I've got planned include those potatoes. Other than that, I'm going to hang out. I just talked to the manager here at Iron Masters Mansion, and I've got the whole day, so I'm going to leave my equipment here in my private campsite. Unfortunately, not very many pillows, but that's okay. I mean, it's a hostel, you can't expect lots of pillows. And so I'm going to leave my equipment in here. I've got a bottle of frozen water with 2 Noon tablets dissolved in it in the freezer. So my last thing I'll do, I'll come and grab my backpack, grab the water out of the freezer, and 2-3 hours from now, when I really want a cold drink, I'm going to have partially melted bottle of water. It is so good, it's so refreshing. That is assuming that I'm not keeping my head covered and fighting the thunderstorm to schedule for this afternoon. So anyway, you got any questions or comments? You know, have you been to Pine Grove Furnace State Park? What did you think? What did you do here? They got a couple nice beaches. Did you go swimming? So let me know, and I'll talk to you after later. While I'm waiting for everyone to show up this afternoon, I put my water in the freezer, and it's got two noon tablets in it, and then my tortillas and cheeses and some pepperonis. I got those in there too. Doesn't hurt for them to be frozen. Don't be frozen by the time it Well, the group's assembled. We have 13 hikers, and we have 2 support people. Group, it's 1 mile an hour, no matter what, and we're doing 2 miles an hour. This is beautiful. A lot of it's just some sprinkles. So I don't know. Those clouds look pretty serious, pretty dark. They're moving pretty quickly. There's a breeze. It's a nice